I have been recently divorced, and through that, I was able to become debt-free through your program.
Cool.
With the one exception of I screwed up prior to listening to you and co-signed a student loan for my second son, who has now not paid the student loan, and I just found out from Wells Fargo that they have written it off. And I owe $53,642.48. I don't know the best way to do it.
Well, is it a federally insured student loan?
I believe so.
Yeah, it's a Sallie Mae loan then. Okay. All right. Well, the problem is when you co-sign something, it means also sign. And and if the person that is the primary doesn't pay, you're liable. And so you're 100% liable for this is the problem. And I assume he's going to do nothing. That's the plan for him?
Right now, I don't believe he can.
Okay. And what do you make a year?
$60,000.
Okay. And I'm guessing you don't have $53,000 laying around, right?
I do not. They offered a settlement of $34,861.11.
Really?
I don't have that sitting around unless I draw it out of a retirement fund.
Really?
Which I've already given half of that away to my wife, ex-wife. So.
Okay, there's something wrong because you're not going to get a settlement offer that low on a Sallie Mae government-insured loan. This is not a Sallie Mae loan.
Okay.
This must be
Wells Fargo. That's all I know. Student loan.
Yeah, it must be a private student loan.
Okay.
What kind of school did he go to?
He went to it was Full Sail University down in Orlando, Florida, for computer animation.
Yeah.
Or he went for computer.
Yeah, he didn't get a Sallie Mae loan. Is that school still open?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have the ability to borrow it anywhere else? Because you're getting a deep discount here to get rid of this thing, and if you could put together even $25,000, I'd offer him that. Do you own a home you can get a second mortgage on?
No, that's what I sold and got out of debt. So I rent right now, and with this on my credit, I'd have to find a friend or family.
Yeah, don't want to do that.
No, don't want to do it to anyone.
Okay, how much is in the 401k?
I think I've got about $80,000 left.
Yeah. Here's the problem. You pull money out of that 401k, you're in a 25% tax bracket. You're going to get hit with 25% plus 10% penalty, 35%, and they're not discounting it that far. Or they're discounting it about that far, actually. But, so what I would do is one of two things. First thing I'd probably do is just tell them I can't pay you anything.
Okay.
It's bad credit. It's bad on your credit. It's just sitting there. And then I would get about the business of piling up cash as fast as you can pile it up. Because if you wave $20,000 or $25,000 cash in front of their nose, they're probably going to take it. But it's going to take you a year of beans and rice to put that together, right?
Right.
And that'll get rid of the loan completely. It'll be completely gone at that point. And for your son and for you. So, that would be a way to do it. But it's not going to make mathematical sense to cash out the 401k to do this.
Okay.
So the only place I hear for you to make money is income. And, how much does your son make a year?
He's trying to be self-employed. I think that's the biggest issue. From what I've gathered from him is he's got enough to pay his rent and pay his electric and food.
So he's single?
He's single.
How old is he?
He's 27, and him and I are going to have a big discussion on getting his butt out and working.
Yeah.
Because he's going to pay me back, but he's going to also help me get this thing taken care of.
Exactly. I think you pile up as much cash between the two of you as quickly as you can. And again, I'm thinking if you wave 50 cents on the dollar, $25,000 under their nose, they're going to take it because I'm thinking they don't figure they're going to get money. They figure this is gone, and you're just settling. Basically, this is regardless of what kind of a loan it was originally. It's basically a large, unsecured personal loan that the two of you have signed, and that's the way Wells Fargo is looking at it. And so they're running the numbers, going, this 27-year-old, this self-employed, is not going to pay us. This recently divorced guy making $60,000 is not going to pay us. We're up a creek. That's what their numbers are telling them.
Okay, and before I do anything, again, get everything in writing that they agree to it, correct?
Always.
Okay.
And so, but I'm going to make them some kind of a cash offer that I throw up, because I've thrown some money in a pile and able to do that in the next year or so between you and your son, and the two of you lock arms and say, okay, we have a mutual problem here that we're going to mutually jump on and solve. And that's how I would do it.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show.
We have Luke in Denver. Hey Luke, welcome to the show.
Hey guys, thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely. How can we help?
I got a multiple two-part question. I co-own a house with two high school buddies of mine, and I recently decided I wanted to leave for a couple of reasons. One is I'm not really feeling comfortable in the partnership anymore. I feel like they're taking advantage of the property, and I'm feeling a bit taken advantage of. And the other is I would love to use the money for a new house for my wife and son. So I've asked to be bought out, and they're kind of refusing to, and they're refusing to sell as well.
What is the did y'all open an LLC or just somebody's?
Yes, yeah, we have
Okay.
We have an LLC.
Why don't they want you to buy out?
I think they're a bit nervous to get a loan right now with the interest rates. But I feel like, to me, I'm asking a fair price. We got the house appraised. It came in at $800. We owe $440 on it. So I'm asking a third of the equity, which is $120, and they're offering me $80. So I guess my question is, is that price fair to ask? Are there any other fees I should consider? Or
How old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay. Is this your first deal that you tried to make? Like you and your buddies had an idea, let's do this, and is this your first one of these?
It was a handshake deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you learn your lesson, Luke?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And for everyone listening who's like, ooh, the real estate game, I can get in, and me and two friends, we're going to get this house, and it's going to be awesome. Luke, tell everyone why they shouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, they're still my friends, I like to think, but it's definitely changed everything.
Changes the
everything.
relationship.
Hey, and the way you said it, I want people to hear. I want to get out of this thing so that I can buy my wife and kid a home. Talk about putting the cart before the horse, right?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice to upgrade, help just be there for my family. So.
Totally. Sorry, we're not trying to just dig you in the ground, Luke, but
we get this so often.
It's the reality, and it's why we always say do not go into a deal, especially with debt, with friends and family, because now you're stuck. I mean, what do we think is a fair price? We could say that.
Yeah,
Luke,
I don't know. Yeah,
but I mean, at the end of the day, they have to be the ones to decide, right? I mean, it's not split three ways. You don't legally get to leave until you guys all decide on something. And so
if I'm you offered 120, they counter offered 80. Take the math off the table and what you think fair market value is, and this, everyone's coming up with their own numbers. Your goal now is you just want to get out with some dignity. So let's just settle at 100 and let's shake hands and let's be done with this thing.
Yep.
And if they say no, forget you. You can, it's been a few years since I sat with a real estate attorney, but you can go have a judge dissolve the LLC and force the sale and then split it that way. And that's a nuclear option.
Okay.
They can't just hold you hostage. I think. Okay, that would be for you to talk to a lawyer, though. All right, I'm not in a position to give you legal advice, but my understanding is, if I remember correctly, you can ask a judge to dissolve it. All that to say is, dude, if they're going to offer you 80, and at the end of the day, it's on equity, it's imaginary money, right? It doesn't truly exist. You haven't lost anything. Take your 80 grand and walk away. Okay.
Cool.
And I know it's frustrating. You took it on the chin. It's going to be. Dave calls it stupid tax. I wouldn't call it that. I would just say you learned your lesson, man. It cost you some money, and the next time you're not going to make the same mistake, okay?
Yeah. It's a little bit of loss there versus what you were saying with the equity. But just to get out of the deal, Luke, honestly, you'll sleep better at night.
Yep.
And hopefully it doesn't ruin the friendship either, right?
Well, but let's say this, though. If his friends are trying to rip him off or they're mad at him or whatever.
Friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know, I just like having a bunch of friends, so
I do too. I do too.
Luke. But it's true. Yeah. I mean, but I wonder what their reasoning is. Like, what's the thing that
you said you were in this for a decade, man.
Yeah.
Like, we're doing everything we always
You're
did.
You're losing your work. I mean, it's just it's messy.
Just gets messy
all the way
and
around.
then you get married, you have a kid. All of a sudden, your priorities
Life
change.
goes on. Yes.
That's right.
Oh,
Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I've been listening to the show for a whole month, and this is my first month doing a budget.
Yay!
I picked up my emergency fund, yes. And now I am trying to attack my debt. But I have about $9,000 sitting in collections and $10,000 in active student loan debt. This morning I got a call from a debit card collector. It's $6,000, and he was threatening to sue me. And like I said, I've been listening to the show, but I don't know if what I did was right. I just listened to an episode of Dave Ramsey telling them that, I'm going to file bankruptcy, leave me alone. And that's what I did. I was like, my financial advisor told me that I might file bankruptcy. So if I do, you'll get the call. Remove me off your call list. And I hung up, but I'm really scared. I don't know if that was the right thing to do.
Good for you. Yes, good for you.
I love it. My financial advisor.
She was like, I'm going to file bankruptcy.
That's
and then
great.
hung it up. Good for you.
Yeah.
I've
All
never
right,
even
Jade,
met
coach
a
her up on
financial
this.
advisor.
Coach her up. Now you got another financial advisor. All right, Jade, she's a little scared, and I understand because some punk with a credit card collection agency called her up and played the script. Talk her through it, Coach.
All right, you did the right thing. What you essentially told them is, I don't have the money that you're asking for, and I'm broke. And so if you think you're going to get that money from me, you're wrong. That's essentially what you told them, right? So now you're causing them to sweat a little bit, and you're basically saying, yeah, if you're going to sue me. And credit card companies do sometimes sue you, but it takes a long time to get to that step. So let's talk about where you are now and where we're going to prioritize this, because the $9,000 in collection, I would say, if that's your smallest debt, then that's what we're going to tackle first. And that's just us making a deal, right?
Yeah.
So how much cash do you have?
Hey, George here in the control booth, and I bet you're wondering what they're going to say next. Get out of debt, sell the horse, yada, yada, yada. The advice may be predictable, but the internet is anything but. You see, your personal info is out there, up for grabs by shady companies ready to add more scam and spam to your life. And that's why I use Delete Me. Delete Me will scrub your data from all of these sites so that you can focus on The Ramsey Show instead of who's buying and selling your info. And Ramsey fans get 20% off at joindeleteme.com/Ramsey or by using the link in the description below. So go take control of your privacy as soon as this call is over.
So how much cash do you have?
So right now, my budget is putting me at a surplus of $261 a month.
Okay, great. And there's no other savings anywhere else, right?
Well, yes, I have the baby step one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, beyond that. Okay, so you've got baby step one. That's good. I just want to check, the only debt is the $9,000 of collection and the $10,000 of student loans?
That's correct. And I actually paid yesterday $445 of the $9,000 in collections through a money order, and I did the tracking. Also, I listened to that advice from your show, but I don't know if I did that right.
Okay.
I sent a money order out to them.
That's great that you did that. I would stop doing that because at this point, I would stack up money so that you can make them an offer. Right? So they'll see, hey, you're not getting this money because I'm broke. And the next time I talk to you, it's going to be when I have $5,000. And I'm going to say, this is the only, you've been blowing me up and blowing me up and blowing me up. This is the only money I have. And you're going to make a deal with me because this debt is 8 years old, and this is all I have. And so we're going to set up a payment and a plan that this $5,000 is going to make this paid in full today, and you're going to send me it in writing, and that's how we're going to do this. Does that make sense?
Okay, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying it's okay to settle, not pay in full?
Yes. That is what you do with debt in collection. You settle it because they've already sold it off. They've already sold it off for pennies on the dollar. They're never going to get the fullness of what this debt was. And so whatever they get now is just ice cream on top of a not very good brownie.
Oh, man. All of a sudden, I am hungry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what it is.
Wow, it's true. Yeah, so, I mean, Mary, you're not a bad guy here, right?
You're just sticking up for yourself.
Yeah, you're just doing the thing, and now you... And you got to deal with all the negative emotions that come with this, but on the other side of this, you're free because you're already making great progress, only having been dialed in for a month, right?
Right. Yes, I am trying to be, and I've never spoken to anybody like that on the phone, so I was terrified after.
Listen, I love it. It got your blood pumping.
Yeah, Mary is probably a very sweet, kind, precious person, and she was like, "Who is this person?" And it freaked you out a little bit.
Yes, it did.
But didn't it feel good a little bit?
Yes, it did. It actually did, because after I said remove my phone number, I don't know, something broke in the spirit, I believe, and I'm like, if another debt collector calls me right now, I'm going to say the same.
Come on.
This is great.
This is excellent.
Mary, you're my favorite person on the show today. Don't tell any of the other callers that, but that is my favorite line.
Something broke in the spirit, she said.
Yeah, that's really good. Well, hang in there, kiddo. What can we give her? What can we do for her? Let's
make sure she's got. Do you have Every Dollar, Mary?
No, I don't.
All right, we're going to give you the premium version of Every Dollar, and Every Dollar is better than ever, and it's continuing to get better than ever. So we'll make sure that you get that for free. And let's give her, hey, what are you making every month? Because you said you only have $261 in margin. So what are you making? And that'll inform my next free giveaway.
Oh,
I'm making $2,040 a month.
All right.
What do you do for a living?
So I just started my own nutrition consultant and meal prep business, which is what I went to school for and got the loan for.
Wow.
So each week I have clients and then I meal prep for them.
Wow. What a cool business. That's right up my alley. Okay, we're going to give you Build a Business You Love. That's Dave Ramsey's new book on how to build a business from scratch, which is essentially what you're doing.
And I'm going to throw in, since this is so fun, like I'm sitting next to Jade Claus over here.
That's what they call me.
That's what they call me. How about proximity principle, which is a fun little concept. It's one of my books about just the right people in the right places. And I think along with Dave's book on building a great business, the idea of making great connections, being around the right people in the right place is going to lead you to some tremendous opportunities. You grow your business because you are a small business man. Watch out.
Love that.
Mary is coming after you. So hang on the line. We want to give that to you because you're welcome to the club.
So proud of you, Mary.
Yeah, so fun. Okay.
She let the roar out.
She did, and I want to come back to you on that. When you hear that, translate that to other people who are in a very similar situation as her. Analyze what happened there and what do they need to take away from that?
I think the takeaway, that's such a good question, Ken. I think the takeaway is sometimes we limit ourselves and we kind of think, when we talk about this thing of getting out of debt and we're giving all of these pieces of advice and you should do this and do this and do this, it feels overwhelming. I can't do something like that. I don't have that inside of me. Mm-hmm. And I think what Mary tapped into is she does have it inside of her. And I say all the time that you're capable of far more than you ever thought possible. Yeah. You really, really are. You just have to nudge it. And when you do, Ken, when you just get the right in there, you can't take it back. Yeah. She tapped into a piece of herself. She's never going to be able to go back to the old Mary because now
I agree.
She's like, I don't let people walk all over me anymore.
I got a Katy Perry song in my head when you started talking. I got the eye of the
tiger of fire. Yeah, that's good.
Dancing through the fire.
Man,
that's
we heard
the
Mary
song.
roar.
I got goosebumps because we heard Mary roar.
That's right.
And I thought that was great. Mary, keep on roaring out there. Hang on the line. We got some freebies, all courtesy of Jade Claus.
Ho, ho, ho.
Create your free Every Dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I'm a widow. I'm 66. I have a small business that's kind of struggling. Recently had heart surgery, et cetera, et cetera. No kids,
Bless
no
you.
family, 2 dogs. Wow. 2 dogs, live on Social Security and some from my business and credit cards. I managed to get into a situation. I borrowed money from a personal loan, an online personal loan company, nationally advertised, all that kind of good stuff. Went through the whole process because I wanted to pay off some debt, to get rid of my credit cards and to invest in a vehicle for my mobile salon. And managed to find out that the interest rate is somewhere around 48%.
Oh my goodness.
And it's front loaded. I mean, I heard the 48%, but I thought that's no big deal because I'm going to pay this off like very quickly. And so I didn't pay attention enough to hear that it's front loaded. So the amount of money that I borrowed,
Most of your payments are going to interest, essentially, not touching the principal.
absolutely.
How much was the loan for?
It's half and half is what it is. I ran a thing this morning. It's
How
about
much-
half and half is going to principal.
How much was
other
the
half
loan?
is funded. For $29,000.
And how soon were you planning to pay that off when you just stared 48% and went, no big deal? How quickly were you planning to pay that off? Those were your words.
Within a year.
So you were okay with a 48% for a year? I've never heard anybody say that before.
That's an extra $15,000 in interest alone.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm kind of ridiculously stupid at this particular point.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not here to
I
bash
thought
you.
I'd be
I'm trying to
able
understand the desperation that led you to this.
Yeah, that's what is this for your business?
Yes.
What's your business?
It was. It's dog grooming.
Why
I've
did you
had
need
a
20?
ghost.
Why did you need $29,000 for a dog grooming business that's struggling?
To go into the next phase and excuse me, didn't expect that. It's going into a mobile grooming situation with a very specified market. Nobody's really tapping into at this point. And
What is the market?
Well, I don't really want to say it out loud on it.
Oh, okay.
Competition.
Okay.
You don't want to give away your Shark Tank idea here. Okay. Well, I hire mobile
Sure, yeah,
groomers,
so
so I'm
that's
just
good.
curious because I pay these people and I understand how
Right.
the business works.
And
but-
I've used a mobile groomer as well. So,
Right.
but this was a.
This is the concept was a little bit different. It's a larger grooming situation where you have 2 people inside, and then we're situated in an area, a contracted area that we would be there for 3 or 4 days, and we would
Okay.
Gotcha.
You
take
kind of
care
park
a
up,
certain
set up shop.
population.
So we're
Blah, blah,
all
blah,
we're
blah.
the
Yeah.
only reason we're
It's
digging
kind of
is
like a pop-up.
got it. But the only reason we're digging on this is we're trying to figure out how we help you get out of it. So the question is, was the $29,000 for like a van or some type of vehicle,
Or is it just the equipment?
or was it
Yeah.
just other stuff?
It was part for
You're breaking up on us, Karen.
and then part. I'm sorry. It was part for the vehicle, and then the other part for the conversion of the vehicle to the unit that I was trying to achieve.
How much could you sell this thing for to someone else who does mobile grooming?
I believe an easy 45,000
And what's your total debt that you owe? Everything but the mortgage.
on the vehicle.
No,
Everything.
just everything. All your
Because
debt.
you said you had other debt and you took out this debt to try to pay off some other debt. So what is your total debt load right now?
Okay, total debt load with the thing that I took out before is about 31,000. Then I have $8,000 on Amex and about 8,000 on Citibank, and that's it as far as what I owe. And 4,000 on the RV that I bought to live in.
So you're living in an RV right now.
Yes, that's correct. I had a plan originally.
We all have a
Sold my
plan
house.
until life punches us in the face.
So how
Yeah.
how if we were to sell this, can you sustain yourself on just regular pet grooming, or do you have to be mobile?
I have well, it's part to continue on with the mobile business just because of the culture of employees and such since COVID. I have a standalone. I mean, I have a stick and mortar business also, but I was going to keep it in a small sense.
Is that
so
profitable?
That we still maintain.
Is the brick and mortar business profitable?
Right now, no.
So here's what it sounds like. You're jumping from unprofitable to unprofitable to unprofitable, hoping to strike gold at some point.
Yeah.
And instead, you just keep digging a hole by maxing out these cards and jumping to another piece of debt to try to cover the other debt. And so we're trying to stop you from playing the shell game. And number one, create a profitable business, and two, get out of debt. And that might mean a clean slate where you get rid of this mobile grooming truck, you sell it, sell the RV, you rent for a while, get rid of all your debt, create a foundation, and then start slow and with cash.
Yeah, and to that end, Karen, we're trying to solve for you here. Could you make similar money just grooming for somebody else? Just somebody else who's got a business and they're looking for a solid person like you. You're not going to flake on them. You've got the skill set. Can you make the same amount of money working for somebody else as a groomer?
If I was able to work full time and work as hard as I used to, yes. Like I mentioned before, I'm 66 and I had.
Sure. Well, what are you making from this?
And a stint.
What is your yearly income from all of this after all of your expenses?
Barely anything because everything I have goes.
That's what I'm saying. You could go work a retail job and not break your back doing this, and instead get out of this completely.
And what about 20 hours? Like just work part time. They need groomers. You're a dream for somebody.
I'm trying to find one.
I know, but Karen, listen. We want you to sell all this stuff, and you got Social Security coming in, work 20, 30 hours, do whatever you can, but selling the RV and selling this van gets a whole lot of money. I don't have the
van yet. That's why I borrowed the money to...
So where's the money right now?
Well, I was afraid to spend it once I figured out how much it was going to cost me, so I've kept it and just let it pay itself.
Wait, so
sitting in a bank.
Can you just go ahead and pay off the loan then?
I could, but it would take pretty much everything that I had.
It's better than paying $15,000 in interest that you don't have.
Yes, Karen, this is get out of jail here. This is get out of jail.
I thought the damage was done and you already bought the van and did the renovations, but if you have the money sitting there.
No, it's not even there yet.
Hit the rewind button.
The bank gave you $31,000 at 48% interest.
That's it. Rewind this whole deal.
$31,000.
Do it. I'm sorry for the sound effects.
No, it's great actually. I like that.
Really? Karen, hit the rewind button and get out of this deal. Go work for a local groomer who is going to be thrilled to have a 66-year-old experienced, non-flaky Gen Z groomer. And they're going to pay you well, and you get some breathing room. Am I right, George?
Absolutely. And what's the RV worth? You owe $4,000 on it. What could you sell it for?
No, I owe $40,000 on it.
Oh my goodness!
And what I could sell it for is about between 35 and 40.
Do it.
It's a 24.
Okay.
Do it.
Where the hell am I going to live?
Rent somewhere.
Over some old lady's garage. Because she needs some companionship and she wants somebody who can. I'm telling you, where there's a will, there's a way.
What's your payment on the RV?
$441.
Okay, take your $441 that you'll save by getting rid of that, plus your Social Security, plus your part-time hours, and you can afford rent somewhere. You might need it, to.
There's some gold. I guarantee you, there's some golden girls in your community that would love to have a roommate. I mean, you gotta look, you gotta find it. You gotta happen to life, Karen. And we've been talking to a lady who life has been happening to her. You gotta flip the script here. We told you exactly what to do. This is doable, but you gotta do it. Change your life. This is The Ramsey Show.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. So, George, they're dropping like flies.
Who is?
The Bitcoin boys.
Oh my goodness.
The Bitcoin bros they're just dying like on the vine.
I don't know what's happening. They're like the dinosaurs. We're going to look back.
It's almost like they had a bad business model.
Wait, you mean selling
like
fake money?
Fake money didn't work or something, I'm gloating a little because I caught so much hell from you Bitcoin bros for the last 3 years, 5 years on how stupid a boomer I am and how out of touch I am while I'm telling you to stay away from this crap. And now another one files bankruptcy just a few minutes ago, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had
BlockFi?
BlockFi. Crypto lender BlockFi follows FTX into bankruptcy.
And follows 4 others that filed this week into bankruptcy.
And it's because it was a house of cards.
They is dropping like flies, man.
Oh, man.
I
doubt many of our listeners had their money tied up in this kind of crap because they actually listen to this show. So I hope no one out there listening was hurt by this situation because users are going to their accounts and it's zero. And they're not getting their money back in these situations. So it's a scary environment if you did throw a bunch of money into crypto, which millions of people have.
You remember the old movie It's a Wonderful Life?
Oh, yeah.
Had a run on the bank.
Yeah.
You go to get your money out and you can't get it out. The bank went broke.
Who knew? It's a Wonderful Life. It's a modern-day tale.
Yeah, I wonder if there's any little angels with their bells ringing on this one. I'm guessing not. I'm guessing there's some devils doing the dance with their pitchforks instead.
You got to wonder how many more.
I'm kind of thinking there's not any angels involved in this. I could be wrong. I mean, the guy looks like Belushi in Animal House, so there's no way that he's actually, Belushi in Animal House, as stoned as he was, looks better than this guy. So, wow.
That's what happens when you don't get out of the basement often enough for fresh air and a haircut. Oh, man. This is a house of cards, Dave, truthfully. I mean, the whole thing is just crumbling because they were all intertwined with each other, and it turns out it was only worth what people were willing to pay for it based on hype instead of based on actual, revenues and profits, which is what the S&P 500 is based off of.
Well, and to recoup, I mean, we're gloating and carrying on and poking fun at you people, but we gave you great intellectual and academic detail on why this was going to happen. I just truthfully did not think it would happen at this scale this soon. Even that caught me by surprise. I figured it was going to, it would unravel. There'd be a few things drop here or there, and eventually the thing would stabilize and, over a period of a decade, begin to get some actual credibility. I thought it would probably work its way through. I don't know if the whole thing makes it. It may just completely
implode.
Cave in.
I mean, the domino effect on this has been wild.
Because here's the thing. Rabbi, this is an interesting lesson for everybody, not just Bitcoin, but about everything. Rabbi Lapin talks about this book, our good friend. He's an Orthodox Jewish rabbi, best-selling book called Thou Shalt Prosper. In the book, he looks at money through the Jewish lens, and he explains to us properly that money is not about math. Money is about trust. Money is spiritual. And so that's why all kinds of weird things have been used as a medium of exchange throughout history, whether it be a gold bar, wampum that we trade Long Island for, furs in the Old West, pioneer days, 2 beaver pelts. Why would you take a skinned beaver pelt as payment for something? Because you trust, you believe that other people will exchange that for some biscuit dough and some hardtack, right? And so that, you can use anything as a medium of exchange if you trust that it can be used to exchange goods. In the Old Testament, one of the things that was used was oil. Oil was used to keep the Holy of Holies, the lamps burning in the temple in the Holy of Holies, and oil was a symbol of God's Spirit. It was used to anoint kings. You see the prophets pouring oil over the top of the head of King David or King Saul, anointing them king. And oil, because it was prized, then you could literally go into the marketplace in those days with a carafe of oil and do an exchange. And so when the Bible says in the house of the wise are stores of choice food and oil, it's an indication of wealth. Choice food and oil were indications of wealth because it was used for a medium of exchange. You can use, textiles. You could use anything that another person would accept. And so it's about trust. It's a spiritual thing. Money is spiritual, and all money is spiritual. The dollar bill's no exception. It's not magical. The only reason the dollar bill is more believable, has more credibility, is because it's more widely accepted and has a longer track record. That's all.
Yeah. and backed by the government, and so that's where the regulation comes in versus.
But you have to believe that matters.
We all are in agreement that this dollar is worth something.
I'm really, the backing of the government doesn't even impress me anymore. It's just the idea that I know that I can take this and go buy a steak with it. I can fill up my car with it. Well, I can't. I can put a few dollars.
Almost.
I've put a little bit of stuff in my car, but a little bit of gas in my car. But you know what I'm saying? It's.
And crypto never really had that.
It doesn't have a track record. It wasn't volatile. It was too volatile. It was too narrowly accepted by a very narrow portion of the population. And yet everyone attributed to it the same credibility, the same spiritual power that, say, the dollar or even the peso or even the yen has. And it was not there.
Yeah.
It was a nuance within the economy. Even though it was massive, it was still a nuance within the world economy. It had not yet proven itself.
No.
It was an out-of-control, overgrown baby child. And now it's fallen in, and everybody started treating it like it was a legitimate thing, and they got their heads taken off. We kept telling you, don't do this.
And the fraudsters and the scammers started to realize we can make a quick buck by entering the space.
Well, you know why they entered the space? That's also spiritual. Because who was playing in the space were people looking for quick, easy money, and people who are looking for quick, easy money are always easy prey to the con artist and the scammer. And so you're most easily conned when you're afraid or when you're greedy. And if you're neither of those, it's very hard to con you.
Yeah. You're not.
And you don't fall for it. But get rich quick, man. If you're in there going, I'm cutting edge. I'm a Bitcoin bro, man. I'm the smartest guy on the planet, and I'm on TikTok, and that proves it right there. Yep. And I'm all of this crap, and you're setting yourself up.
Absolutely. Well, I just hope my next paycheck isn't in beaver pelts. I'm a little worried now, Dave, of what you're trying to get at here. Dave's trying to go back to the old times. Well, let's see if he'll take some textiles this month. Oh, man.
George, I'm going to leave at the break and go hunting.
That would not shock me, honestly.
I'm never killed a beaver.
That's why you bought this property by the woods, Dave, so you can take a quick break.
That's it. I can go down there and make a beaver pelt and pay George.
Oh,
that's what we'll do. Just go, go down there to
Next segment, I'm going to be Davy Crockett with this on my head, Dave. It's going to be great.
He did not wear a beaver pelt, George. That was a coonskin cap. You are so lame. This is The Ramsey Show. Lisa's in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Just fine, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, it's an honor to speak with you. This is actually my second or third time. I can't remember. I spoke to you about a year ago because I had this idea that I was going to pay off the house after I cashed out some stock from my company, from a former job. But you said it wasn't going to be enough to pay it off, and I really should stick it in my retirement since I hadn't put it in there for a while, any retirement funds. So what I did was I cashed out the stock, and I put it in the bank, and then I sat on it for a year. And it's sitting in the bank right now, gathering dust, collecting like 0.0001% interest. And the problem is my husband and I are at a disagreement about what to do with the money because the financial broker that we're using kind of made a boo-boo when I rolled over my IRA to him with my husband's IRA. The two of us rolled over 4 accounts. So it was kind of confusing for them. But what they ended up doing was they put my Roth money into a traditional IRA. And so I didn't catch it until I was actually doing taxes. And by then a year had passed. And they didn't believe me, and it took me like a week of losing sleep and kind of having to garner evidence from, my former employer to show that I had given them both funds. There was 2 different funds, Roth and non-Roth. And he kind of just laughed at me and said, "We don't make mistakes. You're mistaken." And my husband says I should just forget it and forgive, which, we're Christians. We believe in forgiveness. We believe in tithing. But I have this big chunk of money. I want to max out my IRA for the year. And at Class A shares, you give this to the guy, and it's 5% off the top. And I know he's not going to make another mistake because I'm going to watch him like a hawk. But I know I could just do it myself, if I just opened up my own account and rolled it over. But then I'm leaving my husband behind because we both use the same investor. And I don't know, emotionally it feels like I'm just divided from my husband if I walk away. and find a new place to invest that IRA.
Okay. Well, let's clarify something.
Okay.
When Christians are called to forgive, there's a difference between forgiveness and reconciliation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If someone abuses your child, would be one of the worst possible things you could think of, right?
Right.
And I don't know how I could forgive them. I'd probably kill them. But I'm called as a Christian to forgive them.
Right.
That does not mean I hire them as a babysitter the next week. That's the difference in forgiveness and reconciliation. Okay? Forgiveness does not mean you submit yourself to someone stealing your wallet again. You know? That's the difference in reconciliation and forgiveness. You cannot be reconciled and still have forgiven. It means I don't want anything to do with them, but I've forgiven them. Okay?
Right.
And so let's separate those two clearly from a spiritual standpoint. Now, once we've covered that, I don't think this is a financial problem. I think this is a problem with you and your husband.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the two of you are going to have to reconcile. You're either going to have to accept that this guy is competent and made one simple error.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is not the error, though. The problem is the arrogance in the way you were treated.
Yeah.
And the fact that your husband doesn't back you on that is a little troubling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you smell a rat. You've got a problem with this guy. And I got to tell you, I'm the financial guy. I work with financial people all the time. We've got accounts. We've got investments. We've got all these different things going on. And if my wife says, I will not work with this guy anymore, then we have to put the brakes on. Even though she doesn't know the details, I mean, she's probably not as well versed as you sound like you are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes.
When she understands our investments, but you're neck deep in this stuff. You got your fingers down in it, okay?
Right.
But, you know, but even though she's not doesn't have her fingers as far into it maybe as you do, if she's got a bad feeling about the guy, we don't work there anymore. We have to change. But for two reasons. One is Proverbs 31 says, who can find a virtuous wife, for her worth is far above rubies. The heart of her husband safely trusts her, and he will have no lack of gain. And so every time I go against one of Sharon's feelings, it costs me a minimum of $10,000. I quit doing it.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
Okay. No, but she doesn't misplace that and become arrogant because it says a virtuous wife.
Right.
So that means she doesn't play that trump card hardly ever. But if she says, that guy's a bad guy, that gal's a bad gal, then, you know what? I don't do deals with them. You know, and the fact that if this guy mistreated my wife that way, been arrogant to her, you know, that would have ended the thing for me. And it's not because I'm being chivalrous or something like that. It's because it's a financial principle. I have no lack of gain because my wife and I stay in unity. Do you see the thing? For me, it's a financial pragmatist principle. And that's where I want you and your husband to get back to on this. And again, that may be kind of a spiritual decision between the two of you. And then you fire this guy, and you move your accounts.
So you don't recommend us taking all of our?
I would move everything.
All or nothing, not like split them up.
No, I would move everything because you don't trust him.
Well, see, and he also manages his 401ks company.
You can move.
So we're not really diversified when you look at it from.
Well, no. That's. I don't mind one person having all your accounts. That's not a diversification issue. Diversification is where the investments are placed, not who's the broker, who the advisor is.
Well, then just one more quick thing then.
Let me stop. One other issue, and let me finish, and then I'll let you go to one more quick thing, okay? The other problem is if he dies, this is your guy that you don't trust.
Right.
Your husband dies. If I die and my wife has a guy that she don't trust, and that's who she's got to call up and start managing the money with, that's a problem. That's a problem.
Right.
And vice versa. If I don't trust the guy, we're not doing deals with him. Because if Sharon dies, I got to deal with him. You know? And something that she's working on, whatever. So, anyway, now your second part was what?
Well, since we've already rolled over to this stockbroker and it was a 5% off the top commission, if we turn around and roll it over again, we're talking about roughly $100,000 going to another broker, then isn't that going to be a second 5% off the top? So they're going to be losing
Probably
another
not.
$5,000 in commission?
Probably, if you stay within the fund family, probably not. If you just keep it in the same funds and move it to a different managing broker, probably not.
Okay, I never thought of that.
You probably move
That's
it over
That's a good idea.
Because your fund choice is not your question. It's the way the guy treated you. And
hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click the subscribe button to get the latest content and check out these other great clips from the show.
Jennifer is with us. Jennifer is in Indianapolis. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hello.
Hi, what's up?
I have a question. So my husband and I own two small businesses that's our daytime jobs. And I'm starting a third one, but we're really struggling with budgeting for those businesses because they are not consistent income every month. And so knowing how to budget and our expenses, there isn't much personal expenses because we are debt free other than our property. And so I'm just struggling of how to get started and how to plan with the inconsistent income.
And is this question more, Jennifer, for the businesses, how to budget for those specific small businesses, or the money you're bringing into your household budget?
Really for all of them, but more specifically the businesses.
Okay, and are you and your husband, is this the only type of work you guys do? Are these two businesses that you're running?
Yes, and I'm starting a third one that is...
Why?
I want to transition from my current role, and I have discovered that there are no resources, and so I would like to fill a need for my current position and step out of that and work into this other business.
Okay, I'll let you handle the business side. I can do I can help you with the household budget though. So Jennifer, for you guys, you and your husband, y'all need to create, if you haven't already, obviously a pretty detailed budget for your household. And like you said, there's not many bills that have to be paid because you guys are debt free. You just have your property, your home that you owe money on. So we always talk about prioritizing. So it's giving first and making sure your four walls are covered: food, shelter, utilities, transportation. And then everything else underneath is prioritized line item wise by what's most important. And so for some months for you guys, if it's less than what you're bringing in, then you're gonna have to say, okay, we're gonna have to cut, the bottom three line items in the budget or lower some of the amounts throughout the budget. So you kind of have a plan for the lower months. And then when you guys have high months, yes, go and enjoy some of that, but also keep some of that aside. So on the low months, you can even pull from that fund as well. So it's a little bit of kind of gymnastics throughout it, but having that in place, having a prioritized budget is really important. And then a fund to be able to say, we can pull from some of this money that's not an emergency fund, but just for those lower months to do what we need to do. So that's kind of on the household side, but I think Dave's a little perplexed.
The business that you're running now, what do you make?
Yes. I make $100,000 a year for mine.
Profit.
Yes.
And you want to start another business. Why?
So I'm a behavior consultant, and so I'm an independent contractor, and I have noticed a need, and I have in the business that I do, and so I'm looking to start something else that I would hopefully transition out of the independent contracting and into this other business.
Okay, so you're not in business. You're just an independent contractor.
Correct. Yeah.
By being in business, you just mean you're 1099. You don't operate a business with business expenses associated with it. You don't have employees. You don't have products. You simply work for someone on contract.
Yes, sir.
And you're calling that being in business. Okay, I got you. And you don't want to do that anymore. You want to do something else.
Correct.
And what is it you want to do?
I would like to have a subscription-based website.
Doing what?
providing materials for people that are currently independent contractors.
To help kind of supplement the work that they're doing. Because as an independent contractor, you've realized, oh gosh, I wish I had this. And a lot of people need that. So I could step in that space. Okay.
I want you to just work on that at night.
That's what I'm currently doing.
Just as a side thing. And
nights and weekends.
You know, that right now is worth $0 and the other's worth $100K.
Correct.
So, you know, you're not going to transition out of that anytime soon.
Correct.
To get your subscription up to $100K and you get to quit doing your day job as a contractor, it's going to be a while. Okay, so let's just keep with that. Now, why is your $100,000 irregular?
It's each month I turn in billable hours, and so depending on schedules and things like that.
Well, what's your worst month?
It can vary.
What's your lowest month?
$8,000.
Yeah, well, and you said you make $100,000. $8,000 is $100,000. $8,300 a month is $100,000.
Okay, so then my higher months can be upwards of 10.
Okay, so your variability is not that much. You could lay out a budget easily on $8,000 and then just do minor adjustments when you have a better month.
What's your husband make?
Around $160.
Yeah, so you have a $260,000 income to work with, and then you can adjust a little bit off of that. So you don't have a lot of variability, a lot of volatility in your income.
Not so much in mine. In my husband's, it's more seasonal work. And
but you can anticipate that. I mean, you can look up and go, because we're not doing a budget for November right now. We're doing a budget for July right now, or August. Okay, and he knows right now what August is going to look like. Pretty close.
For the most part,
pretty close. Yeah. You guys don't go to zero. You're making $250,000 a year. Okay, you don't go to zero. So you make enough money to run a budget on $20,000 a month, $20,000 a month.
And the inconsistent
income, and then
may
make the adjustments on the overages or the underages.
Yeah, that, and you guys just may be able to live on way less than that. So what's going to adjust is just how much you save per month, right?
Exactly.
It may get to that point too. So. Yeah, you guys are doing great, Jennifer. I mean, you guys are making incredible money,
serious money,
and I appreciate the the intentionality around the budget, because I think for some people when they are independent contractors or they're doing freelance work or there is this inconsistent income, a lot of people just write off a budget and say, well, I can't do a budget because I don't have a consistent income. So I think the question is really good, but you guys aren't in dire. You should be fine even on your low months.
You have a very consistent $15,000 to $17,000 a month, very consistent. That you could easily do the budget on that part.
And I think your side gig, Jennifer, is awesome. I know friends in a field similar to what you're talking about. So anything that can help them, you see a need, that's when businesses and your passion really do help. So I encourage the work at nights and weekends of doing that. So I think that's exciting.
Absolutely. This thing started on a nights and weekend deal.
Mitch is in Atlanta. Mitch, welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing? Thank you. Oh, man, this is incredible. Thanks for taking my call.
Oh, happy to do it.
Thanks for calling.
Wow. Here's where I am. In 2008, I'm a full-time realtor. I've been a realtor for 25 years. And 2008-9, when the market changed, I lost everything. So I did foreclosure. A year and a half later, I bought a house of $40,000. And my parents are renovators, so they came down and renovated the house. So the house I have no debt. Pay the house off. It's probably worth about $300,000 now, and I have no debt. I do a debit card. I got $6,000 in checking. I've got $23,000 in savings. I have a lot of free time. I'm still work full time as a realtor, but I have a lot of free time, and I don't know what to do now. I don't know if I can score anymore. No debt, zero. And I don't spend on anything. I don't buy anything. I just don't know what to do at this point. If my parents, if they pass away, which would be the worst day of my life, they have about 13 houses. So me and my brother, my sister will be looking pretty good with money.
When you say you don't know what to do you mean do with your day because you're just not interested in selling houses anymore? Is that what you're saying?
No, I do. I want to have a retirement, and I just don't know where to how to do it. I mean, I've got the 6%. I've got money in the bank, but I need retirement, and I don't know how.
It sounds
to do
like
that.
the real estate properties would become part of your portfolio to cash flow some retirement, correct?
Yes.
But for now, let's say your parents live much longer. What would you do if you retired tomorrow? Where would your income come from?
Well, I do cars as a hobby.
Have you been investing at all into the market?
No, that's the problem. I don't know where to invest and what to do. I have zero clue about what to do from here.
So you have no 401k, no retirement accounts at all?
No IRAs?
No.
Okay.
No.
That would be a good first step. How old are you?
I'm 59. I guess I'm at step 7, your baby steps.
How much cash you have in the bank?
I got $22,000 in savings and $6,000 in checking.
That would be basically your emergency fund and spending money, maybe a little bit more. So we still need to figure out retirement income.
What are you making per year on average?
Between 50 and 60,000.
So you're not selling a ton of homes.
No, I'm not doing a lot. Market's crazy; it's up and down. But no, I'm not doing a ton of business.
Well, I tell you what, this is complex. So, George, let's hold Mitch over because I think there are a lot of people that are in his shoes. Mitch, George's going to walk you through step by step what you need to do.
So, you said your parents have a bunch of property. They have about 13 properties that you would inherit solely?
It'd be me, my brother, my sister. So we're probably looking about maybe $600,000 each, probably.
Worth of property.
At least.
Do you think they would want to sell it, or do they want to keep it and use the cash flow as income?
They've been talking about selling. They've sold one. They bought another one. They just buy and sell, and I don't know. They're 80 and 83 years old, and they just don't want to stop working. They're both really in really good shape. They live close to Nashville too, so that's close to my hometown.
Cool.
But I just don't.
So
know
let's
what
find a
to do
plan
now.
for Mitch, aside from whatever happens later down the line. I want to make sure that you know what to do in the next 5, 10, 15 years.
Yes. Yeah.
So on one side, financially, we've got to get you investing. You're at a great place to do it because you have no debt, including a mortgage payment. And so there's a lot of options for real estate agents. Number one, you can look into IRAs. Roth IRA is going to be a great option for you. And you can look into, are you self-employed, no employees?
Self-employed.
Okay.
Yes.
You can also look into a SEP IRA, which is for self-employed folks that have no employees, and you can contribute up to 25% of your income, which is incredible comparatively to a lot of other investing options.
Okay.
So those are two options right off the bat that I can think of. Solo 401ks are also an option. I would connect with a SmartVestor Pro at RamseySolutions.com who can walk you through all of the options for your specific situation.
Do I look pretty good on paper with my age and no debt? I mean,
yes.
Where do I stand?
Well,
I don't
you
know.
need more income.
As far as retiring tomorrow, you'd have nothing to live off of. And so that's the only concern. You're in a great spot financially compared to the rest of America. And so the goal right now is to get you a little nest egg to create some cash flow so that when you want to retire 10 years from now and not have to work, you're able to do that.
So a second job is what I need to do, I think.
Well, I'm going to push you on that. I don't know if you need a second job. I think you need either to do better in your job or get a better job. And I'm not in any way criticizing you, but I lived in the Atlanta area for 11 years. And a real estate agent who's only making $50,000 a year in the Atlanta area either doesn't want to make much more than that or doesn't really like it, and there's something that's kind of holding you back from really getting after it.
How many homes did you sell in 2022?
Well, hold on a second. I want to get that answer there. So I just nailed it. What did I nail?
Because I've done it for 25 years, and people are just not the same as they used to be. And dealing with the public, people are just mean. They're just mean people out there, and I'm just having a hard time dealing with people's attitudes and everything else.
Okay, so that's what's keeping you from getting after it. There's not much to encourage you to get out there and kill something and drag it home.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, so that's because you're not really wired for this. I don't know that people are any more rude or than they were 20 years ago. It's a tough business to get out there and put yourself out there because it's got a lot of rejection associated with it if you don't get people listing with you or people buying from you. And I think you're in the wrong business.
Cars are my passion. Real estate used to be my passion.
What do you need when you say cars are your passion? What do you mean? Flipping them, renovating them, mechanics? What are we talking about?
I have a car channel on YouTube, and I just love finding cars and saving them from being crushed or whatever.
What do you do with them when you save them?
Well, I've helped people. I found how people will call me, and I have tried to find cars for people, and I've done that a lot lately, but I don't make any really money off that, but I just like finding these, especially Jaguars and Trans Ams. I just love these cars, and I want to save as much as I can. And me saving a car.
All right. So while I love that, we're beginning to see something that fires you up. Okay. So you love restoration, renovation. That there's something there. Mm-hmm. So you need to get into that type of business. You've got to be making money, and real estate's. I mean, again, you can get over this and kind of bite the bullet and start getting more active. And I would recommend that for the next however many months it's going to take for you to get clear on what it is you really want to do and what you may have to do to get qualified to do it. But if you just started like flipping cars and getting serious about it, you may have to sell a house or two and take some of that commission and put it towards, now I'm going to go buy a car. I'm going to buy a car for $5,000 or $6,000. That with about $3,000 to $6,000 of work, I can sell it for $20,000. All right.
The profit you just said exactly what I'm wanting to do.
Then do it. Do it. Because here's the deal. You should be highly motivated right now because you're not making enough money. Mitch, you should be making six figures or more. But to get you to six figures is all about getting serious. And I think you've got a highly motivated cause right now, which is I need to get busy funding my retirement. I've done some good things. I've lived on less than I make. I have no debt. That's all great. But now it's about income. You need to do something that makes your heart swell, brother.
I appreciate. You're right.
What's going on?
You're right.
Where's this emotion coming from? What's going on?
I'm just tired. I'm just tired of getting out there and doing the best I can, but I keep getting, it don't seem to be working out.
It's not working anymore. Out. It's not working out because it's actually not your best, and it's not because you're lazy. It's because you got yourself into a role that's just not a good fit for you. It's why I teach. We are on purpose, Mitch. We are doing what we were born to do. When we use what we do best, that's talent, to do something we love, that's passion, to produce results that matter to us, and you've never had that. So your soul...
I used to be on fire. I used to be.
When was it?
Not now.
What were you doing when you were on fire?
I was really loving what I did. The thing I love to do is find homes for people that need a home. I love being a part of their new adventure and their new life.
Well, something changed, so we don't need to recycle what we've talked about so far, but you can regather that. Maybe you should start looking for the people that really need the extra help, people that are looking for a house that they don't know where to find it. Maybe it's lower income, or but you need to get some juice, man. And you need to think about the cars and all of that, but start doing something that you love, that you look forward to when you get out of bed, not something you're worried about dealing with. And that's what's going on. That's why you're exhausted to the point of emotional.
You're nailing it right on the head. Everything you're saying is exactly what I thought. Actually, I knew it. I just need to hear it.
You needed a push. You needed a push. There is work that you were put on this planet to do, and there are people on the other side of that work, Mitch. You need to reconnect with your heart and work that fires you up because you look forward to it, you enjoy it, and it produces a result that gives you satisfaction and significance. George,
I love this.
There's he's literally emotionally drained because it's been so long.
He thinks it's too late.
But it's been so long since he got up and finished a day of work where he felt good about himself. That's a heavy weight.
Absolutely. Hey, Mitch, I want to send you Ken's book, From Paycheck to Purpose, as well as his Get Clear Career Assessment. I think those two resources are going to help you step into this next chapter of your life. Call it an encore career, but you're not done, Mitch. You've got a lot of contribution to make in this world, and I'm excited to see you step into that with no debt. What a great place to start. Thank you for the call, brother. This is The Ramsey Show.
Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
All right, up next we have Larry in Evansville. Hey, Larry, welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call today. How you doing?
We're doing great. How can we help?
So, I'm recently found you guys, and I'm really trying hard to figure out budgeting type things. I grew up in a family that, didn't really care about it, and I'm trying to figure it out, and I've looked at EveryDollar, and I'm just overwhelmed with things. Like, I try and budget, and then something comes up, and it's just very overwhelming, and it's just, I'm to the point of, I'm tired of, living every paycheck to paycheck, and, the next week I'm broke, and it's just hard. And I just need help budgeting. I need to figure out, like, where do I start? Like,
What's the problem right now when you say I feel broke? Are there too many bills after your paychecks show up?
So what happened is, a couple of years ago, I did some bad things. I got addicted to some things after an accident I had, and I screwed up our family. And when I did that, it meant a lot of debt for my family. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay.
And I'm trying to get out of it. And I try so hard. I work, 65 hours a week, and it's just, I don't know. I honestly can't tell you exactly where it's going. I am paying down the debt that I'm doing, but then also, car repairs come up. My kids need something.
Yeah. Yeah. How many kids do you have?
I have 3.
How old are they?
2, 5, and 8.
Wow. So you guys have been through a lot, Larry, for over the last how long has this journey been for you guys? And are you sober now?
I've been sober for over a year now.
Okay.
A great guy from Boston, took me up there and helped me out. And
yeah,
it's just the last 6 years before that, I was working, but I'd leave the job because something would happen, or I wouldn't go to work, and I'd get behind on things. And, I'd say, I'll push this off for now. And it's all just coming back to haunt me. And I'm trying so hard to budget money.
Okay, so tell me this, Larry. How much do you guys make in a year, just household income?
So my wife makes about 30, about 28 before taxes. And then me, I just started back working about a year ago. And this past year, I made about 51, consistent staying, with the same employer.
That's great. What do you do?
I work in home health care. I work with mentally handicapped individuals.
Okay.
It's something I've loved for a while.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So you guys are making around 81,000. And what debt do you guys have?
So we have a car that got repoed a couple years ago that I because of me, that I'm working to pay off just to get that out of there.
Yeah.
We got my wife's car now that we had to have because we had to have reliable transportation for her.
Mm-hmm. How much is that? How much is that?
It's about 8 right now.
8,000. Okay. And how much is it that you're repaying for the repossession?
About 14.
Okay.
I had bought it for about 16, but I owed 14, and just basically stopped paying.
Yeah. Okay. So the 2 cars. What else?
And then we have combined between just little loans that we tried to get by. And loans to family, we have about 15 there.
Okay.
And then medical debt, we have about 6,000, but I'm trying to get some assistance from their financial aid there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just a process of trying to get that figured out right now.
For sure.
Anything else? Any credit card debt? Student
so
loans?
That's in with the 15. There's some credit cards, which is about 1,500 of it.
Okay.
The rest is loans to family little loans just here and there that I thought would get me by to where I need to be. And then I found you guys and realized that there's something I'm doing wrong And, I finally built up the courage and then also the embarrassment that I have to, call you guys and, just figure it out. And
yeah,
I'm tired of it.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. I think you've won probably the hardest battle. Money is nothing compared to fighting and becoming sober and walking that whole journey, Larry. So if you can do that, you can do this. Okay. So just hear me say that. It's an amazing thing when people find freedom in one area of their life. It seems like it opens up the door in other areas that they long for that same level of peace and freedom, that you've found in that part of your life. And now that's transferring to your money. And money, was and is possibly in the present still a stressful place, but we want to be able to walk with you and give you just some peace for a plan, and I think it's one of those things too, Larry, that it can carry a lot of shame and a lot of guilt, because the hard thing with money is that you see the numbers of the past that stay with you, and you have to, face those and figure out what to do. But just know what you've done in this last year, you can do this. Like, you guys together can do this process. Is your marriage in a good spot? You and your wife, are you guys on the same team, just at least from the financial standpoint, that you guys are wanting to work a plan together?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it a lot, and she just, not the best with math, so she leaves it up to me, and I don't want to, stress her out too much, but, I talked to her about it, but I'm just still ashamed of it to, talk too much.
Okay. Okay, so, what I would suggest as we start working through the budget is I do want her to be involved, and she doesn't have to be the one that, is all excited about it and gets in there every day and all the things, but I want you guys to be in a constant communication and be on the same team, because that's going to help with these day-to-day things, because if the kids pipe up and want something, there's a good chance you guys are going to look at them and say the famous words I always heard growing up: it's not in the budget. It's not in the budget. There's going to be times that you guys as a family are going to have to make some hard decisions to make these numbers work. And that's part of the process, right? That you're learning how to do this and define margins. So in every dollar we talk about, and you said you've walked through it, but your income minus those expenses equaling zero. And we have on Every Dollar Premium, which we'll give you after this call, if you don't have that one already, it's our paid subscription part of Every Dollar. But what's so great is they have a paycheck planning application within it. And so what ends up happening, Larry, we find that what's difficult is you plan out your month and you say, okay, we're going to spend, $600 on groceries. But then all of a sudden the mortgage or the rent hits, the electricity bill, how all the bills are lined up, one paycheck of the first isn't going to cover it all, right? And
you run out of money before those bills are paid.
That's
and
right.
So it'll help you figure that out.
Yeah, and it feels like you're broke in that sense. And so what the paycheck planning part of Every Dollar does is it's able to show you, hey, here's where you're getting close to the red. So what can you rearrange in your budget to make sure that paycheck goes as far as you need it to go, with some cushion even till you're paid again on the 15th or however often you're paid. And so that money then is going to be able to take you through it. And then there is a goal, Larry, I would say, from budgeting, at least for me, George, is that you're kind of a paycheck ahead. So you always have that cushion. So instead of using the money that just hits your account, you're kind of using the money from the paycheck before even, just to give you some breathing room to not feel like, oh my gosh, our account is getting down to zero, right? And so that may take a few paycheck cycles to get in that place. But do you guys have any money saved at all? Do you have an emergency fund?
No.
Okay.
I've been trying, and anytime I do it, and then something comes up, and
what are the things that are coming up? You've mentioned that a few times. What are those kind of things?
Just at the beginning of the school year, my son, has gained weight and lost a lot of weight, and so we had to buy him a whole new, wardrobe of clothes, and his mother, who is not my wife currently, there's just a lot of, stuff going on there. She, I feel like sometimes I have to replace her because she chose other people over him. And, I try and overcompensate. I'm not going to lie to nobody.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get past that, but
yeah,
I hate seeing the way he's broken because of it. And it's just messing with me. So,
which is very understandable. I mean, I see that, and we see that a lot with families, that there is that overcompensation of buying things for kids or wanting that. And I'll tell you, Larry, though, at the end of the day, what he needs and what he wants is love and acceptance from the people in his life, and that's you. And so, I mean, and so that is something that you are going to have to be the adult in those situations and say, that this toy is not going to be the thing that brings him lasting joy and acceptance and love. Like it's just not. And so knowing that, even though it is so easy just to run to stuff and buy stuff to make someone feel good for a moment, there will be a boundary there. So I think that there's going to be a level of discipline that you and your wife, I want you to get on the same page with her and say, okay, once we do this budget, it's done. And the kids are going to ask, stuff is going to come up, and we have to say no. We have to stick to this because I want you to get $1,000 quickly. If you guys don't have any money saved, even getting a starter emergency fund of $1,000, it's going to free you up. And as you go through every dollar, again, those are places where you're going to be able to say in categories, okay, we used to spend this much and not to eat. We're not doing that. And we're putting that aside here. Like you really do sit there and take things away, lower those expenses. And then for you, if there is a way to up some income for this season, I think it's one of the best things that you could do just to bring in some extra money to get that $1,000 and then start working your way through this debt and working your way to pay this debt off. And I mean, there is hope in this. I mean, we get these calls all the time.
And you
Larry.
make 80 and you owe 43. This is a very fixable problem, and it might take 2 years, but we can get out of this. So
that's right.
Tactical things, Larry. You can add a miscellaneous category to the budget for some ankle biters. You can also print out your bank statement, and that way you'll see a real picture of what was spent in the last few months. That's going to help with this budget as well.
Yeah, and give it 3 months, Larry. I mean, we're in February, March, April. Give it April, May, okay? Don't give up. Keep sticking with it. But hold on the line. Austin will pick up. We're going to give you Financial Peace University, our 7-lesson course on money, and Every Dollar Premium, just to make sure that you guys have the knowledge that you need as you start this journey. We're cheering for you.
Create your free Every Dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Hey, Steven. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, or good afternoon, guys. How are you?
We're doing great. How can we help?
So I'm kind of in a position, so I'm really just kind of looking for some advice. So my wife was involved in a car accident about a year and a half ago.
Oh, gosh. Is she okay?
Yeah, she ended up being okay. She had some, she almost had to have some surgeries and everything, and it affected her work. She's a hairstylist, so she works for herself. She had some hand injuries and things like that. So we incurred some medical bills and some time off work and everything else. Kind of my question is, I've got a list of our payments and what our debts are. And we're expecting to get about $22,750 back in a settlement from that accident. And I was just wondering if you guys could help point me in the right direction, what we should maybe pay off, or if we should put it in our savings account and just sit on it and continue to make our monthly payments like normal, just kind of what the best course of action you guys thought would be.
Yeah, it's a good question. Do you guys have any money in savings right now?
Very little. So we actually we have 4 kids. One of our kids is disabled. So it's kind of it's a back and forth thing.
Okay. So really nothing in savings. So what's your debt like? Give me like a list of it and the amounts.
Yeah. So our house we owe about $44,600 on our house. We just incurred a new debt, which had to buy her a vehicle after the accident. Hers was totaled. We owe $21,000 on it. We got a pickup that I drive, owe $17,000 on it. And then we've got a personal loan for about $2,000, and then somewhere in the neighborhood of $500 to $5,500 in credit card debt.
Oh, Steven, you're not going to like what we say.
That's fine. No, that's what I'm looking for.
How much do you guys make a year, Steven?
About $75,000.
Okay. Yes. So.
Okay, can I say it before you give it to him, Rachel? Let me just say this, Steven, how'd you find us?
I was actually just scrolling through Facebook and ran across some Dave Ramsey videos and started listening. And
how long ago?
Not very.
Okay,
probably 3 months ago, if that.
All right, so you are like in the entryway to our gang, right?
Yeah, you could call it the infancy, I guess.
Okay, so I'll be super gentle and kind, okay? I want you to begin to transform your language.
Okay.
From I had to go take a loan out and buy a $21,000 car. I have to have a $17,000 truck. To, we chose to do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be key as Rachel walks through, because the other when you approach life as reactive, life did this, so I just have to do this. You will stay broke for the rest of your life. If you say, "Come what may," I will stand firm on a principle: I don't borrow any money outside of a mortgage. Period. Ever, and a mortgage only if I got to. Now you're about changing your entire family tree. Okay?
Okay.
It's about taking ownership. Okay? All right, Rachel.
Stephen, how much could you get for the $21,000 car? Have you Kelly Blue Booked any of these in your truck?
Yeah. So my truck's actually worth about $30,000 in today's market.
Okay.
I actually just looked it up the other day, and actually had the dealership. The dealership called me the other day offering me $30,000 just to buy it outright from me.
Wow. Okay.
Not interested in doing that. I mean, well, I guess I could be.
You're going to. You're going to get real interested.
You might be in a second. How about the $21,000?
I could definitely be interested in that. And then I think my wife's van, it's probably worth right at what we owe on it.
Okay. And did you say you have $5,500 in credit card debt or $500?
Yeah. About $5,500.
Okay, and what is the credit card debt? What does that consist of? What were you guys swiping the credit card for?
You know, it really. I mean, it was kind of Christmas last year, and then and I listened to part of the show earlier when you guys talking about Christmas.
You're one of the 25%, Stephen.
Yeah, and I was really hit home. And then, school clothes and everything else.
Okay, so it's just life. Okay. So one bright side of this, Stephen, to make you be like, okay, you're normal. You guys literally are the every American family. You got 2 car loans, you got some credit card debt, you got a personal loan, and you're just living life. But you probably feel like, Stephen, oh my gosh, we work really hard, and I feel like we're broke. I feel like we're barely making by. How is that possible? Okay, so that feeling that you're feeling is a flag that is raised in your emotions to say, like, okay, we're not doing this correctly. So the way you guys have been looking at money, because you called in this show, the way we're going to advise you is a complete 180 of how you've been looking at money. And here's the deal too, Stephen. You have to realize, okay, I have to do a 180 because what I've been doing is getting me these results. And I don't want these results. I want something different, which means my actions and my thought process have to be completely different now, right? So what we're going to say is probably going to radically shake you up, and you're going to be like, wait, these people are insane. Maybe a little, but we're also not broke. So let me just give you
we do these things in our own homes.
Yes, we live this stuff out, Stephen. So if I woke up in Stephen's shoes and your wife's shoes, here's what I would do. I'd sell your truck today, get the $30,000, go get a $15,000 car. That debt's completely gone. You got a great truck or great car, whatever you have for $15K, you're calling it a day. I would take the $22,000 that you guys have, and I would knock out the personal loan. I would knock out the credit card debt, and then I would put anything else that's there. I'm trying to do this quick math. Anything else left at the car loan. So you guys will probably have about, I think, $15,000 left on the van. And I want you, Stephen, for about a year it doesn't have to be a year. Yeah, maybe a year, to work extra. I want you guys to take on extra jobs, either at your primary job. I want you to drive for Uber Eats. I want you to do the most radical stuff to earn extra money and get this van paid off, because you could look up in 1 year, Stephen, and your whole life looks completely different. But
I actually just started a new job, a new side job. If you will.
Good. Okay.
So I'm a career firefighter. That's what I do for a living.
Okay.
And frankly, there's no money in that.
Oh, sorry. Oh, shoot, Stephen. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. We're going into a break anyways. But all that to say, that's exactly what I would do, what I laid out for you. And it's going to feel different. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to be strange. But I'm telling you, Stephen, this $22,000, if you guys get this settlement and you get this cash and you don't change anything, you don't cut up credit cards, you keep living your life, it's going to be gone. It's going to be gone. Put it to good use.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Dave and John, so I got two questions. One, I like to know if you think I can go part-time for my job. And number two, it's kind of a psychological question for JD. I can't ever approve of any of my family members spending extra money, even though I make a really good salary. So, like, for example...
Hold on. Before we get going, I'm going to cut you off. We're going to get our language right, okay?
Okay.
You can. You've chosen not to, okay? So you choose not to let your family spend anything, even though you got a great salary. Go ahead. Keep going.
Gotcha.
Keep going.
That makes sense.
Keep going.
So, yeah, the example is, like, if we go out to dinner and the kids want an extra drink, I'll say yes, but inside of me, I'm like... Man, that extra $3 we could have saved.
Did you grow up without any?
Yeah, I grew up poor.
There you go.
I mean, I wouldn't say poor. I would say okay. I mean, I saw my parents bring us up from a one-bedroom apartment, and then made their money, and they saved and saved. I mean, they didn't know the definition of.
Give yourself some grace. Your nervous system is wired up this way. Money's a scary thing that divides families, causes mom and dad to act scary, that bounces around from one-bedroom apartments to a house to this and that. That's in your nervous system. The challenge for you is to recognize, hey, we used to not be safe, and now we are. So that doesn't mean my kids get everything. That's been my approach, because I grew up in a scary financial situation growing up, and my challenge has been my kids. They can have everything they want whenever. I got to wheel that back too, because I'm going to create monsters if I'm not careful, right? But what that means is when they say, "Hey, Dad, I'm still hungry. Can I get another taco?" And I go, "Sure, buddy." And that my heart starts beating. I have to know inside I'm practicing something new, and that is we're okay. And I've never had that before, but I'm going to practice. We weren't okay, but we are now. And it's going to be uncomfortable at first, but the more you're mindful of it, the more you accept it, the more your body goes, all right, we're okay now. And you can start being strategic. So go into the money part with Jade. How we doing?
I mean, this is an absurd thing. I mean, I'm worth 7.3.
Bro, it's not absurd. You're running for your life. Okay, that's a little absurd. You're pretty wealthy.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, I have rental properties, all paid for, value at $2 million, bringing in, I would say net $8,000 a month. I'm a physician. I'm one of those weird physicians that Dave always describes. You know, I paid off my loans in my first year out. I've been out for about 20 years.
Good.
Yeah,
so you just need to loosen the purse strings, is what you're saying, because you have plenty of money.
I mean, I'm just so wound up, and it does affect my relationship with my wife.
Can I give you one more thing real quick? As a physician, we're going to run up against the clock. I'm going to make sure Jade's got a second to speak in here. But as a physician, if you live an anxious life, always solving other people's problems, and you're doing surgeries and you're seeing sick people over and over and over again, sometimes an anxiousness response is to grab any variable you can and hang on for dear life. And I may wonder if your money, if your net worth is this thing I can control. When you have a job that's out of control, you got family, you got fires in your community. If this is a way to grab on to control, and maybe the path forward is practicing opening your hand up. Jade,
that's a mic drop. Like I feel like that's a mic drop. I don't see any money issues here. Show me where the money problem is. You talked about maybe going part-time.
Go part-time, homie.
Yeah.
Hey, what about how much you?
I want to go part-time because I want to spend more time with my family.
Okay, done.
So it's going to reduce my income, my take-home. I mean, because I live in the state of Hawaii, and they take a lot.
Yeah.
So my annual is going to drop down from, say, $390 down to $220, working 3 days a week.
No, you can't do it, Mark. I'm just kidding, Mark. You're good.
Do it.
You're all good.
Do it. And if you carry any debt on any of these properties, pay it off. Like, make your life as simple as possible financially. And I love the idea that you've worked hard enough that you get to work part-time and spend more time with your family. Embrace that. I think it's excellent.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
I was calling because
I think I'm going to be out of debt here soon whenever I get this bonus in May. But I've been out of debt before, and I went through your program. I don't want to be too long-winded, but I used to live in South Carolina. I met my wife. We were in debt. I got us out of debt. We saved up some money. We moved to Virginia. We bought a house. And then life just came down pretty hard before I got the emergency fund going. So I took on some debt. I didn't know what to do. And now I'm sitting here with almost twice as much as I had the first time. And I want to get back to being intentional about breaking it down. I know what to do. I've done it before. But I'm worried that whenever I get to baby step 3, it's like you got a brand new paycheck. You almost double the amount of money that you have. And I just didn't do it right. So I'm just wondering if there's anything that I should be doing now to prepare my mindset before I get there here in a few months.
Well, I think this is as much an emotional call as it is financial. And I'm going to let John address that. I think you don't trust Nathan anymore because you backslid. And there's some shame and baggage from that because you're like, man, I worked so hard to become debt-free. Now I have more debt than I did, and now I have a family, and this is just different. Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, for sure.
That's tough, man.
What? There's something else at play here. What is it, Michael?
Nathan, are you with us?
Or Nathan, I'm sorry. Nathan, you there?
Yes, sorry.
I read the wrong name on the board. There's something else at play here.
I don't know, man. We got married. My wife has a job, but she doesn't really make any money. She works her own business and she keeps herself afloat. She's an athlete, and I promised that I would be able to provide for her, give her everything that she wanted, and
Is that how you got into debt?
New property? No, I don't like loan her any money or give her any money, and she runs her own business and she is really good at her finances. But she basically says, you make the money, you pay for the house, you pay for everything that we have here. I'm going to do my best to make sure that I don't pull any money from what's coming in, and I just don't feel like I've really been a good steward to her as far as taking care of business.
I don't think that Nathan. I don't think that's it. Man, I wish I'd said it out loud first. You sound like a guy who opened his eyes and found himself running parallel lives with his wife. Y'all aren't doing this thing together, and you've taken it all on your shoulders, which is noble, but you can't carry it all because you don't make enough money.
Well, we do really well. I live on 45% of my income, but I'm a spender.
Where's the other 55
going? We did it the first time. I'm sorry?
Where's the other 55% going?
Right now it's going towards the debt, at least 40% of it. I spend one paycheck that pretty much covers us for the month, and the other paycheck I allocate to what we got going on.
So how much debt do you have versus how much you make?
I make $3,600 a paycheck. I don't know what that comes out to. I'm in the military, so I have non-taxed income, but my W-2 is $90,000 a year.
Okay.
And I have $56,000 in debt.
What kind of debt is this, if you listed it out?
I have $15,000 on a vehicle that I bought for her after her last truck blew up. And then I have a motorcycle. And then I've got some left on the loan that we took out for the wedding. And then the rest of it is on credit card.
All right. You told us at the beginning of this call, dude, that life just hit you in the mouth. It didn't. Life didn't hit you at all. You had a wedding.
My HVAC, the wedding we only paid
I'm just saying, you had a wedding, you got a motorcycle, you bought a truck. I mean, you made some choices, and then you gave yourself zero margin, and then your air conditioner went out.
Well, that's not the timeline, but that's fair. I had to buy the truck, or she can't do her job.
Whoa! What do you mean you had
the motorcycle?
What's her job?
She is an equestrian athlete. She needs a vehicle to be able to move her horses up and down the country to do her job.
But you said this business does not make money.
And she's committed to not pulling from the family finances until you'll get out of debt.
No, it breaks even. It's net zero. She covers herself for her gas.
So it's a hobby. It's a hobby.
It's 100%. It is not a hobby. She is an Olympic level athlete.
I'm not trying to diminish her.
We're saying
her
financially
capabilities. She's amazing. I'm just saying somebody who's it's not making money, so it's not a business, or it's a business that's going under, or it's just barely staying afloat.
What was her W-2 this year?
She doesn't make an income.
Therein lies the problem, my friend. You went into debt for a business that doesn't make revenue. And now the truck is depreciating, and you have no way to pay it. So I think we need to call what it is.
I do have the money. I understand, but I do have the money to pay for it. But most of the debt that came was because of me. I've got $22,000 on a credit card. She didn't do that.
What was the credit card money spent on?
I spent $16,000 on the HVAC, and the rest of it I spent on myself because I thought I deserved it.
I think we need to have a come to Jesus meeting tonight with her and go, listen, and this is not on her. This is on you just as much. And you need to say, I have not done a good job leading this area of finances, and this situationship where like I've been floating the business and I've been trying to cover our bills. It has not been working. We need to do a different plan. I need you to go make some money right now for our family so we can get out of debt.
I can't do that.
Why?
She's an Olympic level athlete, and I make enough money to get out of debt, and I am getting out of debt. I'll be out of debt in the next 6 months.
And what's to say you're not going to be back in it when she needs a new truck for her business?
I just don't really see what that has to do with that. It's not a...
You called in saying, how do I make sure I never go into debt again? And I think we need to get to the root of the problem.
What is the question?
Well, my question is, whenever I get out of debt again here in a few months, the problem is I had the emergency fund. I was building it up. And then every time I got somewhere around $10,000, only around 3 months, I had $10,000. And I was like, I want this thing. And that's what I spent my money on. Because I've never had a savings account. I've only ever had the emergency fund. So I treated it as a savings account.
Okay.
And so I'm wondering, whenever I do get out of debt.
I'll tell you right now, Nathan. Dude, listen. George and I are all on Team Nathan. We don't win if you don't win. I want you to win this thing. I want your marriage to be amazing. I want your wife to go win a gold medal. So we're not coming at you, and your voice is as though we're trying to attack you. We're not. But you have remained untethered from reality. What I mean by that is you're not the worst husband in the world, and you walk around as though you are. You bought some things on a credit card when you knew better. That doesn't make you the most evil guy in the world. You made some dumb purchases. And you didn't have any margin, and then you needed $16,000 for an HVAC system. That hurts. And you are carrying the weight of this hobby that's an amazing hobby. It's so good, and I want her to win so I can do the national anthem in my living room on her behalf. But you can't afford it right now in the current iteration with which you're trying to do it. And so I think the conversation is sitting down with your wife saying, I'm drowning, and I need to at least come up with a plan. Will you help me be on a part of this plan, a part of this budget? And then when you get $10,000, know, all right, this is when I usually blow it. I'm going to take extra steps. I'm going to put some hurdles in the way that I don't blow it this time. But you've got to come down and have a conversation with reality because, brother, you're going parallel lives with this person, and y'all have to come together and do this thing together.
I'm not going to tell you to sell the horse, but I will tell you to sell the motorcycle, Nathan. Best wishes to you.
Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by YRefi. Refinance your defaulted private student loans today at yrefi.com/Ramsey.
Hi, I've been with my boyfriend for some time now, and basically for the last year we've been kind of planning to buy a house together. So I've been going through the steps and saving money, and recently he's been kind of hinting at the fact that he's going to propose soon. So I kind of sat down with him to see over the last year how much he saved towards this house, so we kind of know where we're falling. And I discovered after a year that he basically hasn't saved any money. And during that period of the year, I have been taking on most of the financial burdens because I make significantly more money than he does. I'm kind of shocked by the fact that he hasn't saved any money, and I don't really know how to go forward, so I wanted your advice.
Yeah, good question. On the one hand, I get why you're concerned, because in you guys' relationship, it sounds like there was kind of an agreed on point that you wanted to reach, and you were going to try to reach it together. And it seems like he hasn't, held up his side of the deal. But from my perspective, I would say he doesn't have to contribute to this at all, because it's really not a great idea for you guys to buy a house together if you're not married. And it's really not a great idea for you guys to be combining your money in any sort of way if you're not married. It's really great for you guys to say, okay, say you do live together. I'm paying my portion, you pay your portion, but we're not doing this thing together until there's some legality protection surrounding it in marriage.
I agree with that. But, Nicole, how did you feel? I got a point to make after I ask her this question. How did you feel
that's actually,
when you found out?
That's actually the plan.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
But the plan is not to buy the house until we get married. That's why he's telling me that the engagement is coming soon. So, we're getting the ducks in the row for, okay, we're engaged now. That means after we do the wedding, we're going to be buying the house, but the house is going to be the biggest fee, right?
I see.
Yeah, but, okay. So how did you feel? What emotions and thoughts did you have when you found out that he hadn't been saving any money?
I was absolutely devastated because he's living at home with we don't live together now. He's living at home with his family. And I've been fronting the money on everything, all of our dates. I've been putting away tons of money, and I make 3 times the amount of money he does.
How long have you been dating?
Just over a year.
I think this is a very clear, I'm going to call it yellow light.
Oh, I would have said red flag.
Well, you always surprise me. I feel I think it's a yellow light. I think in the sense of this, what I mean by yellow light is
proceed with caution.
No, it's we sit down. She doesn't dump him. Red light to me is dumping, leaves him. I'm out. Yellow light is sit down and go. We need to do some premarital. I mean, if we're talking this, we need to get in alignment on this because this is what I was devastated. And you may have already shared that with him, Nicole, but even if you have, there needs to be a true alignment conversation.
Yeah.
And is he going to show you in the days and weeks and months ahead that he understands your values and is in alignment with your values, and he begins to save some money? I would not even say yes to his proposal. I wouldn't move forward on anything until that. That's what I mean by yellow light.
I agree with that. I think Ken and I are saying the same thing. We just used different colors, because red for me means let's stop and see if anything dangerous is happening.
Yeah.
And so my question for him would be okay, you've not been saving. Can you tell me why? And then can you tell me what have you been using your money for instead, because you're still living at home? I would have real questions, and I would want real answers, because that's indicative of what it will be like in your marriage when you speak about money.
Well, I know the answer to that. I did ask that question. And the majority of his money has been spent on food and video games.
Again, massive construction sign going, watch out. Cliff ahead, Nicole, are you feeling that too?
Yeah, that's what I'm calling, because it's
okay. So can I play? If I could play older brother, or I might be old enough to be your dad for all I know, I would just tell you that this is a serious conversation. He needs to make some changes in his life if he wants to be in your life. That would be my bumper sticker.
What do you see about him that's really, I want to go in another direction. What do you see about him that is really great, that you go, this guy's got motivation, this guy's got that thing, this guy, tell me those things. I'm just curious.
Why I love him. He has been my rock. I've opened up a ton of new businesses in the last year, and every single one I've done, he's had my back through every single one. He's so genuine. He is so sweet, and he is so kind-hearted. I've never met a man like him in my life.
Okay, I like that. Listen, I'm gonna say something really harsh, and I realize this. You can get all of those things from a pet. Support, somebody to be there to talk about. I want you to be able to say deeper things. Does that make sense?
Oh, it makes sense. I love this. I love you're bringing the heat today.
What you said, like, that's a golden retriever, and we love that. That's why we love our animals. They're always there for us, unconditionally. You know, they're there to support us. They've got that.
By the way, by playing video games and buying fast food, he is essentially the same as a golden retriever there as well, just costing you money.
Costing you money. And I want to hear you say, you know,
wow.
This guy, you know, if you were to ask me or my husband that same question, it would be more about what they bring out of us and what I see, when I go, oh man, nobody works harder than Sam Warshaw. Like, that's inspiring to me. The way he will get up and do whatever it takes to take care of his family, the way that he'll take care of his kids, like the way he's sacrificed for us year after, like, those are the things that I want to hear.
Yep.
And I'm not hearing that. That's why I kind of flipped it to see, okay, what do you guys mean to each other, and what roles are you playing? And is it beyond just, well, you know, they're there when I need them, you know, and what does that even mean?
Yeah, he's a very sweet guy.
A nice guy.
All the things. He's also a pretty decent gamer, sounds like, you know, but we got to, you see where I'm going,
Just
Nicole?
a level
I got
more.
a chuckle out of you. I mean, listen, you can love someone and decide to also say they're not the person that they need to be right now for me to decide to marry them.
Yes.
I think this is a very real conversation. Back in my day, we used DTR, define the relationship.
Yeah,
Kids don't know what that means, I'm sure.
DTR.
I'm sure I dated myself again on that. But I think that's what's got to happen.
Yeah, I think so too, because
All right, so give her the you're the strong female. I think she's a strong female. Give her 30 seconds on how she starts that conversation with our guy.
Oh boy, how she starts the conversation.
Sets it up.
I've been thinking.
Okay, give me more.
I've been thinking, you know, I love you because you've always been there for me. You've been my rock, but I really needed you to be there for me. I really needed you to show up when came time to talk about our goals as a couple. And when it came to our goals as a couple, you let me down. You didn't show up with your side of the money. You said you were going to do this. You said you were going to do that. And I haven't seen that. And this is the first time you've let me down. And unfortunately, it's in an area that really matters to me, because it's not just about you or me. It's about us.
Wow.
Is that all right?
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Is that all right?
I think it's going to get his attention. Well done. Whew. Poor guy. But he's going to have to stand up at some point.
Why Refi refinances delinquent private student loans for struggling borrowers. Learn more at yrefy.com/Ramsey. Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
Sean joins us in Irvine, California. Sean, how can we help you today?
Hi, guys. How you doing?
You're doing well.
Doing great.
Good. So I just had a quick question. So I currently, you know, I'm not in debt really that much, really, just from school and a surgery that I had, but it doesn't even amount to like $20,000, which is totally manageable. But on the other hand, I have about 7 credit cards with very little balance. If anything, they're just my remedial. They're paying for like Netflix, you know, like stuff like that on payment plans every month for that kind of stuff. However, it does amount to over $100,000 of open credit. Now, with that much,
are you trying to impress us, Sean? Because it's not working so far.
No. It's scary.
Okay.
Because I'm going to buy a house soon.
Why?
And what was that?
Why?
Because our rent is just going out of control that I'm paying right now.
Okay.
And it's almost amounting to a new house payment, a mortgage. If I just paid like $1,000 more, I'd be in a mortgage.
How much do you make?
So I make about $90,000 a year.
Okay.
Are you married?
No.
No. Okay.
You kept saying our rent.
Oh, sorry?
You kept saying our rent is going up. Who's the our? Is there someone else in the picture?
Oh, a roommates.
Got it. How old are you?
So I'm 31.
Oh, I thought you were younger the way you were talking. Okay. You're just too.
So insulting,
No, I meant
George.
it in a good way. I meant it in a good way, Sean. You have a very young, energetic voice. So
Thanks.
you're 31. You want to buy a house for Sean.
Yeah.
Okay. Which will somehow save you money?
Well, yeah, because I have like $170,000 saved up for this.
Why are you hanging on to
And-
debt when you have $170,000 sitting there?
No, I don't. So the the hospital bill is interest free. So if I'm not paying interest on it, I figured not to.
So what do you owe in medical bills?
Well, I want to know from Sean, what are you calling us for? What's your number one question? Should you buy a house? Is that the number one thing that you want to know?
What's lenders like? Seeing how much credit cards I have. Is there a problem with that they see me having so many credit cards? Do I need to close some? I don't want to close any because it hurts. I know it hurts your credit score.
Okay.
But I'm
Okay,
kinda
so Sean,
concerned
you
that-
called a kind of a different show. Just so our advice is going to be probably opposite of what you usually hear, because we are not fans of credit cards. We're not even fans of a credit score. We're not fans of keeping around debt. We want debt in that entire game that everyone plays out of your life 100% forever, ever, amen. And that Sean's $90,000 that he makes is all his. There's no game to play. Wow. He has cash in the bank that's saved in a high yield savings account for an emergency fund. He has a good down payment. He's funding retirement, and he's doing things that are good for Sean. This whole game that you're playing is normal. It's what most people do. But here at Ramsey, it is a completely different mindset, to the point that we would say close all of your credit cards, pay everything off, get a debit card, pay for Netflix with a debit card, and your credit score will lower because it is all mathematically calculated by debt. There's about seven layers of your credit score, and it all has to do with debt. So when you stop going into debt, when you start paying off debt and eliminating debt, that score inevitably will go down to the point in about 12 months after paying off all your debt, it will be undetermined. It goes to a place that they can't determine your credit score because you haven't had debt in over a year. So then you'll do a process called manual underwriting, where they will actually underwrite you a mortgage. But that's after you're debt free with a fully funded emergency fund and at least 5% down for that mortgage, because for so many people, the thought is, well, if I just had a house, because yes, like you said, in some people, their rent is even more expensive than what a mortgage would be, right? I mean, it is insane what people are paying for rent. So I totally hear you. But when you own a home, it's very expensive. When things go out, there's not a landlord to be there. There's not roommates there to split up the rent, right? I mean, it becomes a very expensive process, and it's a great thing. Home ownership should be part of your financial picture. That's a part of building wealth, but we want you to do it in the right way.
So, okay, so
we're so
you guys
opposite of
are
everything.
Against credit cards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So let's just say, I mean, I have a business of my own and I wanted to expand and use credit for myself. Without credit cards, how do you get expansion and trust from lenders?
Why do you want more credit and more lenders? You just told me you were frightened by a $100,000 line of credit.
Well, no. But let's just say, okay, so let's say I need to get something for my business, right? Some huge purchase that's going to help me make money in the long run.
Okay,
We
so
would
you
say-
save
let's
up
just
and
say
pay cash.
So
Move at the speed of cash.
If I pay that cash, though,
yes,
am I essentially draining my savings and all my?
No, what's draining your savings is making payments to 14 different lenders. You're going to spend the money anyways. We're just telling you do it up front when you have the money so you don't make stupid decisions that
And there's
Sean
no
regrets.
risk. And that's the other thing, is you add on so much risk, especially in a business. We actually have a business conference going on right now with small business owners from all over the country. And it's amazing, especially in small business, that people out leverage themselves. And when something doesn't work, the amount of stress that is caused on that, it never ends up good. And so
We teach them to run their business completely debt-free. And so even for this company, Sean, we have 1,000 team members, and we only have business debit cards. We don't have a single dime of debt on this place. It's a $300 million paid-for building, and we moved at the speed of cash. Dave's been doing this for 30 years. This building just opened 4 years ago. And so it's a slower pace. You're wanting to move very quickly, and there's a lot of podcasts and shows that will help you do that by leveraging debt. We just happen to swim upstream and go countercultural.
yeah, and to Sean, part of this you have to understand is that debt, there's a weight that you carry with debt, and everyone does. And now in our culture today, it's so normal that people get used to what they carry around. But there is a freedom that is caused when you don't owe anyone anything. And that autonomy is what's missing in our culture today. And that autonomy of being able to make your own choices, being able to have options, because no bank is in your life. There's nobody that you are financially attached to. You have complete autonomy. And there's power in that, to be able to use your income to build wealth on the mathematical, financial side. But there's an emotional, spiritual side of money too that a lot of people don't talk about. And there's a freedom that comes when there is no payments. You're not owed by anyone. You make different decisions in life when you don't have that risk.
I never really thought about it like that.
Yeah, okay, I want you to hold on the line, Sean, because Emily's going to pick up. I would love to give you Total Money Makeover. It's the best-selling book that we have here at Ramsey, written by Dave. And it'll walk you through the 7 baby steps. It's a quick read, very easy, and it'll give you an overall picture of it. And I hope you're enlightened by it, Sean. I love that you called, because
call us back after you read it. I want to hear your paradigm shift.
We've helped millions of people build wealth and get control of their money. It's just a totally different way than the world does it. So
yeah,
I'm glad you found this, though.
And I've personally done manual underwriting, Sean, without a credit score after I cut up my cards. And between Rachel and I, we have 0 credit cards. That's what it amounts to. And our wallets are lighter and our souls are lighter for it. This is The Ramsey Show.
Tanis is with us in Canada. Hi, Tanis. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Okay, so I am kind of on baby step number 1. I thought I was on 2, but it turns out I'm back on 1. So I had some money put away, and my savings were okay. And so I made a lump sum payment on my student loans, which was great. But now, after a couple things happened, now I'm kind of back at square one, but I just feel like every paycheck I'm reaching more into my emergency fund, because it's like I'm always behind. In each paycheck, I'm catching up from something I missed the previous 2 weeks, and I can't get ahead.
What's causing you to be in the hole right now? Which expenses is it?
My student loan payments are killer.
So what's your income?
It kind of varies. So I'm on salary for the first time in my life too, which is very different for me. So salary is $3,000 a month, and then I might make another $1,000 with just the extra work that I've been doing. But that varies again, so it just depends on kind of what's available.
And then what's your minimum payments on all of your debts?
My minimum payments for my student loans is $650 a month. And then I have a $200 car insurance payment. My rent is $800. And then I'm trying to think, I have tenant insurance. That's only $50 a month, but the small things are really adding up too.
Well, the student loans alone are not draining.
How old are you?
I'm 25. I just turned 25.
Okay. All right. And, good. All right. Well, here's the thing. It sounds like, A, you just started this process, and B, it sounds like when you write down your budget that it's more like a wish or a suggestion.
Well, yeah. So what I did is I went through all my statements from the last 3 or 4 months, and I went through everything that I can't change right now, my student loan payments,
right,
my gas, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And I wrote that all down as mandatory payments, and then everything else I broke up into, are they needs or are they wants? And so even when I do that on paper, it's I only have $200 to $300 in between each paycheck, and then something comes up, if that makes sense, because I know it takes time.
Yeah, you're doing the budget wrong. Okay.
Okay.
Because you shouldn't have any money left on your budget. You should have it all. Every dollar should have a name before the month begins. So I want you to pan back and say, I got $3,000. And if you don't have $3,000, you need to get $3,000. In other words, if that $1,000 gig doesn't kick in, then you got to work an extra job and make sure you at least have $3,000. All right. Now, then I want you to write down your mandatories. You got the 800, you got the 200, you got the different mandatories, like you said, that are in there. I want you to give all of those dollars a name on that budget and decide which paycheck each one's coming out of. Yeah. Before the month begins, I want you to completely plan out how you're going to pay your bills. And that includes if you have money that is a want that's left over, then you're going to plug it in as a want. If you have money that's a need, a mandatory, you're going to plug it in as that. But if you have $3,000 come in and you have planned to spend $3,000 exactly, and you spend it exactly as you had planned, you're not going to have a crisis. Agreed?
Yeah.
But what's happening is that some friend calls and goes, let's go out for drinks.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly.
And then I just see leftover money and think it's spendable income.
Yeah, because it's left over. And instead, if you said, I have this much allocated for social, for happy hour, I got $50 allocated for happy hour, and you did that last week, then the friend calls, you got to say no. But you don't have anything that gives you a no button. All you've got is yes buttons. And your yes buttons are blowing up the whole thing.
But I feel like I'm saying no to everything. Like I feel
you're
like
not.
That's why I feel
no, you're not. You're
so
just whining.
desperate.
You're not. You're just whining. You're just whining.
That's probably fair, yeah.
Yeah, you're not saying no to enough. That's why you're in crisis.
Right.
Are you working extra on top of your full-time job?
Yeah, like I work like 10 to 12-hour days depending on the day.
Okay.
But for the same salary? I'm saying, do you have extra jobs? Side hustles?
Yeah. So my salary, I like teach group fitness classes on top of my salary job, and so
what do
I'll
they
take
pay?
as many classes as I can.
What's that pay?
Up to $55 an hour. So
oh, that's good.
It just depends on how many people show up, and it takes time for people to come to your classes more. And I have been getting more. So
you get $55 an hour.
Yeah, if the class is full right now, I'm averaging 45.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It just depends on how many classes are available. Yeah, so
you're not making that. You're not making that at your day job.
No, that's I don't know if I should quit my day job.
No. You need the money right now. We don't need to quit anything. We need to do more. But it sounds to me like what I would do is try to do 40 hours worth of fitness work.
Right.
You'll be tired, but you'll be fit.
Yeah.
And you won't have been going out drinking. You will have been getting fit and making $45 an hour, and you would have cleaned up this mess.
Right.
What's your total debt?
$60,000 in student loans purely. I don't have any credit cards, and I don't have a car payment or anything.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Okay, we're going to ship you a copy of the book, The Total Money Makeover, and show you exactly how to do this. What I have figured out is the madder I get about my situation, the more extreme I get about fixing my situation. And you're just beginning to get angry. But I just want to turn your anger up a little bit. That's kind of why I was poking at you a little bit. I want to get you mad. Even if you're mad at me, that's okay. Because I'll just be your coach. I'll be your friend that loves you enough to take the blows, okay? So I want you to go win, girl. And you're smart. We're talking to you for a few minutes. You're not dumb. You haven't got any problem. But your issue is focus. And this extreme focus that comes from an extreme sacrifice that comes from a healthy level of anger is really what the recipe is. It is a bit like fitness stuff. You tell people to do stuff. There's ones that kind of care and kind of don't care. But the ones that have to lose weight or the doctor says they're going to die, they figure out a way to lose the weight. The ones that go, my pants are just tight. They don't lose weight. That's not enough. Vanity is not enough to get you to do it.
Need a bigger why.
You got to get fired up about whatever it is, whatever behavior you're doing that changes everything. And you're getting there, but you're just starting this journey. I've got real hope for you. I think a month from now, you're going to be a beast.
Oh, yeah. I remember when I was getting out of debt, Dave, when I started here, and I was doing Uber. I had the Nielsen People Meter to make another $20 a month. I was eating lean cuisines, waiting for them to go 5 for $10 on sale.
Ooh, that's gross.
But it was worth it. And I will never eat a lean cuisine again, Dave.
Amen. Amen. You got to have something you'd never eat again because you had to eat it when you were broke. Broke people food.
Find that food.
Yeah, ramen noodles, tuna fish for me. I hate tuna fish. Yeah, hang on. We'll send you a copy of that book, kiddo. You call us anytime we can help.
Caden joins us up next in Columbus, Ohio. Caden, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. What's going on with you?
So I was just wondering about some practical next steps that I could take. I'm pretty young. I'm 18 years old.
and I've just had like hurdle after hurdle in my financial life, I guess. Back in September, my car was totaled, and then I'm not really getting paid much at my job. I feel like I could be making more. Don't have any debt. And I just bought a bike as a resale investment, and the engine is blown. And so all my money is wrapped up. I'm at like square one right now, like $100.
What are you making at your current job?
20.
Why are you only making 20? That's minimum wage, if that.
Yeah, so it's just a little bit of a complicated situation, but I'm working for a family-owned company. It's a small company. We make a bunch of like aftermarket parts for quads, like suspension A-arms. We used to make swing arms. We also make roll cages, bumper arms, and stuff like that.
Is this full-time?
I feel like it could be. It is full-time.
Are you making any money?
My take-home is about $630 a week.
Dude, you can't live on
average.
that.
Yeah.
You need to go find a new job yesterday.
I know it's your family, and I know that they're telling you get good experience, and one day this will all be yours, but you're not making enough money, man.
What was that?
You're not making enough money. You got to go find another job.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not believe you can make more elsewhere tomorrow?
I mean, the reason why I'm still with the company, it's a family-owned company, but not by my family. And the reason why I'm still with the company is because I believe that there would be something better there. And so I was actually working a second job with my family, Donato's actually, but that was too much because I was doing like 100-hour weeks and stuff like that. But yeah.
How old are you?
18.
What do you want to be doing at 22?
At 22, I would like to be married.
What do you want to do career-wise?
Career-wise, TIG welding. So I TIG weld on all these parts.
Did you go to trade school for that, or you just learn on the fly?
I went to trade school.
So why not get a welding job full-time?
Yeah, do you have all your licensures and everything?
Yeah, I actually graduated top of the class in Marion.
So, dude, what are you doing, man? I've got a buddy who's a welder, and he laughs at my paychecks. He's doing quite well.
Are there no welding jobs in your community?
Not immediately around me, no.
Have you checked?
So
Have you called every welder in town and said, hey, I graduated top of the class. I'd love to work for you.
Or call your college back and say, hey, I want to talk to the career services group.
Gaten, what I'm hearing is a guy who got punched in the face a few times and now doesn't think he's worth anything and is like, well, maybe eventually something will happen. Like you're just like a passive person in the story of your life, and I want you to believe that you're a main character and that you have some control. And right now it feels like you're just waiting for the next big thing to happen.
Yeah.
So I think you need to take a big step because you lost the wind in your sails, man. And that step is I'm going to go believe in Caden and go find another job that pays me what I'm worth so that I can get ahead financially. Part of the reason you're calling in saying I can't get ahead financially is because you're barely making ends meet, making $600 a month.
Oh, well, it is $600 a week, but I mean, it's
$2,400 a month. Yeah.
And you have no debt, and you're still not feeling like you can have traction. And so you need to find something where you get paid double or triple what you're making now. So that you can hit your financial goals. I'm sure you want to be a homeowner one day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you want to have a big pile of money in the bank, an emergency fund, and you have other goals, things you want to do.
I'll also tell you, man, you're not in a position at 18. I know, dude, I have Instagram too. And George, I don't know how TikTok works, but George shows me how the TikToks. I know there's 18 and 19-year-olds all over it talking about, bro, this is your way to you got to stop buying projects and flips, and I'm going to buy this bike, I'm going to flip it for this. Dude, just take the boring route. Take the boring, smart route that has helped millions and millions of people build financial security, man. And it just don't overthink it and don't but like George mentioned, man, you're trying to be safe. And I've got this job and it's just cool, and I work with my parents and it's cool, but I'm just not getting anywhere. Well, then you got to change something. You got to change something. And money only works two ways. You can make more of it or you can spend less of it. That's about it. In fact, that is it, right? And so if you're not spending more, then you got to earn more. So go get it, man. Just go get it. Go get it. Go get it.
Yeah. We're cheering you on, man. Thanks for the call.
Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
So I've never heard this situation on your show. I've been listening to your show for a long time, but is there ever a point when you don't worry about little bills? And so my husband is a portfolio manager, and he manages about $500 million. So money is his business. That's what he knows. When he comes home, this will sound like a joke, but it's not. When he comes home, he will start turning off all the lights. If the TV's on and I'm not in the room, he's turning off the TV. I've been banned from buying avocados because one went bad once. And he said, I never want to see an avocado in this house again. But he's not like that with everything. But it's just over the top. At night, he'll turn the heat down to 65, and it's freezing, and my nose is cold, and I can almost see my breath. And is that normal?
It's normal to have thermostat wars in every marriage. The other part's not normal.
No, Marie. No.
It's
Are you guys like financially? Where are you guys at?
Oh, he has $1 million.
Half our house was bought for in cash. Our cars are bought. They're paid in cash. They're not used cars. I just got a brand new, to me, a 22 Subaru.
Marie, how did he grow up? What was his family of origin with money?
Well, it's funny because his father grew up with a lot of money, and they had a house staff, but his mother was very frugal, and you would never know that they ever had anything. They were just.
How old is your husband?
My husband is 64 and I'm 62.
He's too old. He's too old to still be making his mom happy.
Well, his mom passed.
You missed my point. You missed my point.
Oh.
A good little boy turns off all the lights and the TV and doesn't buy wasteful avocados. And he's 64 and he's still living up to her freakish savings techniques.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how to help him. I don't know what to do.
This is not a money issue. This is an emotional and spiritual issue. He's trying to control his environment.
Okay.
And I know I do it too. We all want to control the things we can control. That's called being a grown-up. But he's doing it to the damage of his relationship, and he's doing it to the level that it's outside the norm of reasonable behavior. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, you're sweet and kind, but you're going to reach the end of this, and there's going to be an avocado explosion in your house.
Well, when I bought one last week, and I was stressed.
Yeah.
I have to eat this before he sees it.
Yeah. And here's the deal. I mean, here's the deal. In Texas, you own half of the assets.
Yeah.
So that includes avocados. You have no reason to be stressed. But so this is a control issue, and he's not a mean person.
No,
he's not trying to be mean to you.
No, it's just the scarcity mentality to the nth degree.
He's completely operates on the glass is half empty.
And it's complete fear.
Well, he's still trying to please his mother.
Of whatever it is, though. There's the motivation in it is very fascinating. And that's the root I'd want to get to with him. Because, Marie, he's not living in freedom at all. Could you imagine being him? Could you imagine walking into a room and for decades feeling this responsibility to turn off every light, or God forbid, something goes bad in the fridge? You know what I mean?
What if he was in a situation where he couldn't because it wasn't legal for him to turn off other people's lights? He's freaking out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's got to be distressing.
Yes.
So anyway, this is him.
And this is an interesting concept. When we talk from a spiritual element, Marie, Scripture is very clear that money, it can be an idol so easily. And a lot of people see money as an idol when it comes to us worshiping stuff and nice cars. But this is idolatry in a sense. He has become obsessed with it to the point that his actions
You're a multi-millionaire.
are not making sense. And so there is a big component here for him.
Yeah. So I honestly, I think as his wife, you just sit down and say, honey, number one, I'm not living like this anymore. You're making my life miserable. You're weird. Number two,
I do tell him that.
I know. Number two, I think we need to sit down with a marriage counselor and someone who can talk to you about your obsession with these minor little things that don't even affect our lives. You're freakish and you're driving me nuts.
Yeah.
And I love you.
Yeah.
But he needs help.
You're not mean, but you need to talk to somebody about this, and or you just need to stop it, your choice. But I think you probably ought to sit down and figure out why it is you're doing this. We're multimillionaires. I can afford a freaking avocado. I can throw avocados at the dog as a ball if I want, and we're not going to go broke. You're fine. I can buy all the avocados and dance in them in the front yard, and we're not going to go broke. It's really ridiculous, the numbers on this. And so, and Sharon and I have had to do this together as we've gone from broke when we got married to making a lot of money to going broke to starting over after the scars of going broke. And, we have to sit down and say, okay, we can enjoy this amount of money. We can give this amount of money. We have to almost like say it out loud. Like if we give $100,000 to this charity, this ministry, our life doesn't change. It's okay.
And Marie, what's interesting?
We're okay.
Yeah.
We can buy an avocado.
And in
it's
this,
okay.
And in this scenario, because when it happens relationally in a marriage too, I think the hard thing for you is, and something I feel like we've all learned through life, you can't change people. Like you are not going to be able to say the right thing to him where the light goes on and the light will go off, I guess, for tell me once the light's off. But it's just the idea of like, you're not gonna fix him. He has to have the ability. That was good. He has to have the ability to change himself, okay? But you, Marie, can't function in this codependence of trying to make him happy. You will never make him happy. You will never
be frugal enough.
Yeah, so you need.
I won't.
So Marie,
you live in a cave, collect lint, only come out on triple coupon Thursday.
So, Marie, you need freedom in yourself and in your marriage for you, because regardless of how he changes, you have to break that codependence that I'm nervous about the avocado. You have to let that go, because that's you. That's what you can control. So your part. You can't control if he's going to change or not, but for you, live in reality, Marie. And if it pisses him off, it pisses him off.
Here's the thing.
It's not reality.
He's not a mean person. He doesn't see this as anger, does he?
No, he doesn't.
He's a kind man.
But he's just controlling.
He's very controlling. Yeah. Because he's a lot. There's a lot of fear.
Yes.
Yeah. He's very generous with other things. With a lot of things.
Yeah.
He's very generous. We have a great life. It's wonderful.
It's just these habits from this
these
standpoint.
Just no lights or avocados.
Little things. and if I go to Sonic and it's not happy hour, I get an earful, because why didn't I wait 30 minutes?
That's his problem.
And get my Route 44.
Cherry limeade.
Talk to the hand. Talk to the limeade.
Yep.
Limeade will talk to you about this. I'm not talking to you about this. You're weird.
And be like, here's all the complaints for the next 6 months. That what your complaints are going to add up to is this $100 bill. So just take it, and I don't want to hear complaining. I'm kidding. Don't do that. But that's basically what it adds up to.
Yeah, there's okay.
Sorry,
I honestly sometimes sitting down with a good counselor, 2 sessions even, they'll be able to hold up a mirror back to him, and he'll see himself.
Mm-hmm.
And when he does, he'll be a little bit horrified, because this is not a bad person. I really don't believe he's mean. I really don't. I really don't think he's angry at you and earful, but that's just fear-based. And so, but I think, I would invest in 2 marriage counseling sessions and, bring this up, and y'all talk it through and see what the counselor looks at him and goes, dude, you're weird.
That counselor's going to pull a string, and he may be in there for 6 months.
You know what the counselor's going to do? What Deloney says. He's going to turn on all the lights.
Oh my gosh.
You can't make this up. This is The Ramsey Show. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life. Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Matthew is in Chicago. Hey, Matthew, how are you?
Hi, Dave. How's it going? I appreciate you taking this call today.
Sure. What's up?
So I recently graduated college. I'm 22, and I got married last summer.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I find myself overwhelmed with student loan debt. I racked up in about 3 years at a private college. I racked up $198,000 in student loan debt with an average interest rate of 9 to 14%.
Good Lord.
Sheesh.
Yes.
What else?
And I have about $5,000 in credit card debt. My wife, we went to college together, and she graduated debt free. So it's
good.
Only me with the debt.
Okay. What are you guys earning?
What was that again? Sorry.
What do you earn?
What do you earn?
What's your incomes?
Monthly income is approximately $3,500 a month.
$3,500 a month.
Okay.
That's correct.
And
each, you and your wife, or?
No, that's combined.
So, are you both working full time?
Yes.
What'd you
she
get your
works for the
degree
US
in
government.
for $200,000? It doesn't pay you minimum wage.
You're not going to like this, but it was aviation. I'm a pilot.
Okay. Why aren't you? Are you working?
Yes, I'm working full time, and I make $45 to $50 an hour, but it's dependent on 3 factors: students who want to fly, weather, and aircraft maintenance.
So you're teaching? Are you?
Yes.
You're not flying commercially, or?
No, I have a conditional job contract offer signed, and hopefully we'll be starting at the end of this year, starting at $84,000 a year.
Okay. Good.
But I have to work up to my hours to get that job.
Okay. And is there anything else that you can do to supplement your income in the meantime while you're working up to that?
Not much. I could possibly get a part-time job. That's one thing I've considered multiple times. I'm currently at my job.
What does your wife do?
Hours to do. She does Army contracting. She works for the U.S. government.
And she makes what?
She started at 49, and then she'll go up 59 this summer, and then next summer she'll go up to 69,000.
Okay, that's not $3,500 a month. You've misadded somewhere. So it sounds like you're making about $40,000 a year, going towards 85 in the fall, and she's making about 40, heading towards 60 in the summer. Okay, so you guys probably have a household income of more like 80,000, not 3,500 a month, which is 40,000.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe your take home, you may have too much being withheld. I don't know, but basically what it amounts to is your careers. You came out of the gate with your degrees with a slow start, income wise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but 1 year from today, it sounds like both of you will be further mature in your careers income wise, and it sounds like your incomes are going to be, you should be bumping up 150 by the end of this year.
Right.
60 and 80 is 140. That's the end of the year. Okay?
Yeah, that's ideal. Yep.
Yeah. Well, that would be what she'd be making 59 in the summer, and you're going to be making 84 in the fall. So that's the way that adds up. So, yeah. So right now it's tight. And James, what's the name of our refi company?
Y Refi.
Y with like the letter Y, like you, like yours.
Letter Y.
The letter Y.
Yes.
And refi. You need to look those guys up. They are the best in the business at private student loan refinance, and they probably can get your rates down.
Yeah, because 14% is not ideal.
Yeah, you got hammered with that, and that's aviation school that got you, not standard student loans.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then from there, the formula is like everybody else.
Live on less than you make and tear into it. But I think my point is, Matthew, that you're going to be not making a ton of progress between now and June. From June to January, you're going to make a lot more progress, and the following and every time thereafter. Okay? So what I want you both to do is to work all you can work. And if you're on the ground because of broken aircraft or weather, I want you doing something else.
That's right.
Go make some money. Go deliver pizzas or DoorDash or drive Uber. I don't care what you do. Go make some money. You need to be working all the time.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
have made an unadulterated $200,000 mess, and you have got to focus on it and attack it with a like a zealot, like you've joined, like I'm crazy.
That's right. You got to get crazy about it. But the good news is once you guys really get into it, I mean, they're going to be average. They're going to be that person who pays off their debt in around 2 years, 2.5 years, and on to the next thing.
Yeah, I mean, if it takes you $200,000, if you put $100,000 a year towards it, it's done in 2 years.
That's right.
You may not quite make that, depending on how these incomes stack out and what when they start flowing. But that would be starting 1 year from now.
That's
and
true.
Whatever you do from now until then, you'll make progress on. So, you probably have from today over 2 years worth of work to do. Maybe approaching 3, but you'll be out in that if you lean into it and don't go buy a bunch of stuff and keep everything down, and just keep your rent down, rent the cheapest possible thing. Yeah. Don't go on vacation. Don't eat out. You have a mess to clean up, and there's no, when you're 22 years old, you got the energy. Go do it.
That's right.
Go and don't wait till you're 32. Don't keep this around like it's a freaking pet.
Yeah.
Get after it. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.
Let's go out to Terrence in Cleveland, Ohio. What's up, Terrence?
How you doing?
Good. How are you, man?
I've been better. Hanging in there.
Oh, man. What's up?
So I'm currently faced with the idea of filing bankruptcy. I currently have about $70,000 in debt. I make about $20,000 a year. I've been working for about a year now. I was in a nursing home for a year before that. And as of now, I just had a recent bad incident. My car was stolen back in August. And with the repairs, I've defaulted on my car note. I actually got 2 months deferred already, and now I have to pay a large deductible to get it from the mechanic. And I'm still, faced with the car payments, which is more than half of my monthly income right now. And I've been considering filing Chapter 7 to remove a lot of my debts and try to start over, because it's to the point where I'm not able to save anything at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Terrence, can I ask you, what are you doing for a job right now?
I'm a custodian.
Okay. And did I hear you right? You're making about $20,000?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you said did I hear you say you were in a nursing home?
I was, yes.
Okay. Do you have any physical limitations right now that would keep you from doing any other type of work than being a custodian?
Well, I have heart disease, minor neurological deficiencies. Like, my endurance is very low.
Okay.
So I have to expend my energy twice as much to do normal functions.
Is the custodial job, I don't want to assume, but is it a physical job, obviously on your feet a lot and doing a lot of physical labor?
I mean, yeah, but I work at my own pace. I got employed through this organization called Vocational Guidance, and it's pretty much geared towards disabled persons like myself.
Okay. Another couple quick questions here. How much do you owe to get that car from the mechanic? What would be the fee you got to pay to get it back?
$1,000.
$1,000. And what would you say the car is worth versus what you owe on it?
It's worth about $20,000, and I owe $35,000.
I'm sorry, you broke up. You owe what?
I owe $35,000, and the car is only worth about $20,000.
Okay. All right. The reason I went that direction, John, and Terrence, the reason I'm asking you about what you're doing and what your physical limitations are, is because even though you have limitations, and I know you went through an organization that's trying to help you out, man, I'm willing to stake my entire name and reputation on the fact that you should be making, and you can be making, way more than $20,000, which would help us in this financial situation. To come up with $1,000 to get the car, then we could sell the car, get a smaller loan. It's the only time we recommend loans, maybe from a credit union, and to pay off the rest of the loan and then start fresh. But one of the things we've got to do is get you into a place where you can make more income but not have all the physical exertion, because you do have some physical limitations. And I want to try to help you on that. We may not be able to solve it all on this call, but I at least want to put that out to you so that you have a mindset that you don't have to look at Chapter 7 to get out of this mess. Do you understand what I'm saying? And I know you feel like that's the only option you have left. How does that hit you? How do you push back if there's some pushback, something that John and I don't know?
It's been very depressing, dealing with it all, and I never even considered filing bankruptcy ever in my life.
Sure.
So, Terrence, filing for bankruptcy, if we look at the data, has a lot of external consequences besides money, and you're feeling it right now, right? It feels like it's going to be this big freedom and this big release, and there is a release to it, but man, what it does to your psyche, what it does to your ability to navigate certain things moving forward, it's just such a burden. It's very similar to divorce. I'll never recommend somebody get divorced. That's a decision someone's got to make on their own, and I don't ever recommend that somebody file for bankruptcy, simply because I know the downstream consequences are so heavy. Sometimes it's your only option. Dave's talked about it. He did it, and he is probably one of the last in lines to say, hey, he went and developed a plan so that nobody ever has to go through that, right? I've spent my career up until I joined Ramsey Solutions working with people with learning exceptionalities and with special needs. Does this agency place you in a place where they said this is all you can do? Because right now, when I look at the wages, even at minimum wage places, are paying double minimum wage in certain places. They're paying a lot more than $20,000 a year to work fast food right now, or to drive Uber. And I'm trying to think of a couple of places that you could work and then get another job driving around where you could just listen to music or listen to podcasts or talk on the phone. And if you have those days where you're just worn out, you can stay at home. You don't have to work that shift if it's Uber or if it's Uber Eats or if it's one of those, Lyft or anything like that. My question for you is this. Instead of just saying all I'm ever going to do is be able to do $20,000 a year, do you have a mentor or a friend or someone who will walk alongside you that's outside of the agency that you trust, that you said, hey, I got to make more money and I need your help looking at jobs, applying for jobs, going to interview with jobs? Would you be willing to walk alongside? Is there somebody else that would help you with that, or is the agency all you got?
Not at the moment. They're literally all I have right now. I haven't even considered, trying to find other people of that caliber to talk to.
Okay.
Well, Terrence, I want to challenge you on something because John and I know you can get out of this.
I know you can.
And we want you to borrow our belief. If you just got John and I today, I'm telling you, Terrence, yes, you have the physical limitations, but John is right. We're talking Walmart and Target, late shift,
McDonald's,
something like that. You can make as much as $18, $20, $22 an hour. Not only that, Kroger just announced, I don't know if you had, but I'm giving you ideas to where you go, wait a second, the world is much bigger than this agency just placing me somewhere where they have a relationship, because more money changes your life dramatically. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right.
I mean, I want you just for a second to imagine making $20 an hour. How would that change your life?
I wouldn't worry so much.
Come on, man. You'd be able to get that car out of the mechanic pretty quick. And John's right. I mean, that what people are paying. Listen, and can I tell you this? I want to paint a bigger picture. Walmart, Target, just two big companies. They are also giving tuition reimbursement to where not only you work and making more money, you could take the next chapter in your life and get qualified for something and they're going to reimburse you. So you got to know there are more possibilities for you, and you can get the car out of the mechanic and you can pay the debt off. You can walk through this, and we're going to walk through this with you. Let's give you Financial Peace University. We're going to gift you a full year of that, and I want to give you the book, Dave's book. He sold 6 million copies, something like that, and counting. Total Money Makeover. If I give that to you, will you promise to read it?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe, Terrence, that you can come out of this?
I mean, yeah,
let me take one step.
Believe in myself.
Let me take one step below what Ken's saying. You've been told you're less than, haven't you?
I have, ever since I got sick and suffered a traumatic brain injury and all of that stuff. Yeah,
that's right. You've been told.
This has been very sharp.
You've been told you're broken. You've been told you're less than. You've been told you go over there. And Ken and I are both calling bullcrap on that. We believe in you more than you do. And I want you to believe in yourself as much as Ken and I do. Stay on the line. We're going to get you these tools in hand. And man, trust us. There is light on the other side of this thing.
Yeah.
We're so proud of you, brother.
Somebody needs you to show up and be the best version of Terrence that the world has ever seen. That's where we want you to get to.